Okay.
It's Joe. Hey, Joe.
He looks familiar.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
Well, some of us got to get jobs.
Yeah, I think everybody should be having a holiday today,
But
right?
again, I gotta get out of YouTube maybe. No, I'm not in YouTube. I'm sorry to keep you, but I'm having double the sound. I'm having double the sound. I don't know why.
Look at the top and close the second tab.
There is nothing else. Let me try. Hanging with.
Gotta
How's
be-
that? Maybe this. Hello? Say something.
Test.
I
1,
think
2.
we're all right. Okay, good. Yeah, I just want to say before we get started, I was just about to go on my own, and I said, let me check Doc first, see if he's on. I'll go on to it. Just when I changed over to the basic plan, just 5 minutes ago, of course, they take you for a little ride because I thought it was $20 a month, only if you join annually. If you join by the month, it's $25 a month.
Oh, there's a trick. Aha.
Yeah.
Well, you're up here sucking up Doc's time now.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You're not on Doc's time today.
Well, that's right, Doc. I'm
Now
sucking
you
Doc's
are,
time.
I'm saving you some money there, Joe.
Wait a minute, but you have the free plan, yet you're able to do brown banners, right?
Well, before I started here, I saw Rachel do colors and stuff. And I thought, can I do that? And even when I was on with you earlier, we were talking about the banners, but we never finished talking about them. So I started to play around. Okay, banner. Oh, there's one. Okay, and you see what I got scrolling there?
I'm beginning to think that the noise that I'm hearing upstairs as of late, I'm beginning to think it's a video game.
Nope.
I heard him yelling once at his girlfriend saying, if I want to play video games, I'll play something like that. I'll play video games. And it sounds like it's going,
Oh, it's a driving game.
I think it's a driving game of some sort. Where's my Yoko album?
You stupid people up there, quit that game.
Yeah, all right, that's it. That's enough for me.
They're home right now, so. But I don't hear it though.
No, I have the headphone. That's because of this. If I was to take this off, you might hear it.
Because there's a lot of times you say like, "Oh my gosh, there's noise upstairs," but I don't really hear it.
Yeah.
I'll hear the trains go by.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. But do we get any comments? I don't have any comments. Oh, wait a minute.
Here's one. No.
Comments. Click on comments on the right.
Yeah, I got it now. Yeah. Okay. This is good. I'm learning.
I'm learning too. Just be watching you guys, but I don't know if I'll ever do it.
It's a learning process. Yeah.
But I haven't learned from this yet.
Ooh.
Today you got me where I was able to come down because I thought I was going to be busy as heck today, and then the wife got caught in the storm, and 24 hours later she's still not here.
Oh, by the way, how is it going, or how did it go with the new birth?
I think I mentioned right before you ended, the baby was born about 3 hours ago, right after.
Oh, how amazing is this? This is coming on at the day when there's a new life in the world.
5 hours or 5 pounds 9 ounces, 21 inches. She was 2 weeks early, so she's a little small. But her name is supposed to be Lennon Harper, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And my daughter, at the last minute, now wants to change it to Blake Harper.
How about Mayo? Mayoette.
It's the only thing she looks like you or me is she got a fat face right now. Not your fat face, my fat face. Grandpa.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? It's the only thing that resembles her is when she has a face.
I like this cat. I'm using. Nobody might know. Probably nobody can even tell. But I'm using my laptop now. I always use my phone, which I place up here, and I'm kind of like on a slight angle thing up till this point. But now I'm using my laptop, and as soon as I clean the background more, I'm going to be able to bend this thing down more, but I don't have it clean yet.
This is a new camera I got a month ago, and it's only like $28 camera. It's not that good. It's a little fadey, but
it looks good to me. Oh, it's got that fisheye thing. I always wonder why some of them they have that curve thing going.
Yeah, it's like when I got the cheapest one I could find because I'm a cheapskate. I want to retire.
No, you're
not. I'm generous to one end, but I'm cheap on my other end because I want to retire too in 2 years. Like Mr. Doc, but I'll only be 61. I'm only 61 in June, so I got to wait another year and a half before I can actually.
I'm retiring early. I'm retiring early, and I'm going to take it on the chin because I'm not doing this.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'm retiring at 60 early, and
I didn't make you jealous, did I?
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
By
got
the way,
stickers on you.
And
What's-
I haven't regretted it yet.
I can't stay here over 50. I'm not 50. I'm 35. I got to get off this thing.
Okay, I gotta bump you off.
Wait, over 50?
Just change your name to Adam Artega and I'll bump you off.
I technically semi-retired in 2009, and then I've been working ever since. But 2015, I mean, and that's when I took over for my grandkids, watching them daily. And then my grandson here's every day, but today he's not here. But that's what I did. And I do computer consulting every chance I get. I will go take evening jobs, computer consulting. Most of my customers are 60 years or older because the young ones don't need me anymore. And that's what I've done for a living for 28 years was computer consulting. After I sold my record shop and everything else, I got into computers, in 93, 94. And then started selling records on 96 when eBay opened up. And then from there, it's like, why keep a store open after 96? I mean, eBay was selling everything there. That's most people, even the stores today, they keep the best stuff they sell on eBay. They don't put it out in the racks, I bet. There's a few stores.
Not fair.
Well, that's what I know that for a fact. The guys down here are like, well, where's the good stuff? Go, it's on eBay, because they'll get more money. Or they'll get it faster, let's put it that way.
So what if we came in as a customer and said, hey, if you got any more of this, and you'd say, well, maybe we have some in the back, or maybe we wouldn't.
They might. I mean, my guy tells me everything good he left at home with his wife to put on eBay, and then he's got the mediocre to bet, And I'm like, well, what if I wanted to spend the $300 on that album? It's not here,
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's no fair turning down business that's just a walk-in. If they're
a few times when I ask, they tell me, well, the good stuff's on eBay or whatever.
Hmm.
Not all stores. I'm saying the few I deal with, that's what they tell me down here in Detroit.
Doc, why do you want people only over 50 on here?
Well,
Is it over 18 good enough for you?
I think you might know.
50? Not even 30 or 40?
Well, sure, I'll let Jack's tracks on.
Oh yeah, I'll let Jack on.
But I was hoping to ward off some of those other ones.
I think I got I influenced you a little bit with that, I think. Yes?
Well, Rachel had on a boy named Hudson today who was 13.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. And then, of course, Jack Trax joined them later. And it was a very good little interview. I thought the child was very intelligent. And he had a lot of goals and a lot of good music he's listening to. And, it's nice to see the kids taking on some of the good and the new and the old, both. So he did it, and it was very well behaved. And, in the what do you call it, playground? What do you call this over here? Kitty ground? the chats. What do you call these little things on the side? Peanut gallery. The peanut gallery, they were all nice to him. So that was good.
Well, it depends. There's some out there that are just annoying, like, want to see my dog? Like, no, we don't.
Oh, this is really loud. This is
Oh, yeah,
really
my
loud.
licorice.
Oh, what was that? What was that? I missed that.
I said, I can show you my licorice. Old licorice.
Yum.
These are one of my vices. I keep it next to me. It's like, chew tobacco or whatever. I chew licorice.
So, hey, Joe, what did you think of your first Fab Gab there? Uh-oh. He's mooted himself. Hang on. I didn't notice that he had mooted himself. But anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. So, I don't have anything to chew on or...
I didn't mean to do that. Just did it out of habit.
Yeah, right. Did it? I don't understand. Okay, I found the thing. To unmute it.
Yeah. So anyway, I had asked about.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna have to stop
Fab
video games. Not allowed to play video games. No.
Doc,
bad.
throw your mouth up chewing that Captain Crunch today.
Captain Crunch. Yeah, I'll start tomorrow.
Well, see, I drink pop every now and then, but it's got to be real. I don't like that diet stuff. It's just
This is real.
waste of time. And if I can get it with sugar instead of high fructose, I do that too. If I can get the Mexican ones or whatever they've got that say it's real sugar.
I don't think I can tell the difference with those Mexican ones.
All I know is I get maybe once a month I have a pop. So it's not like I drink
know.
water.
It's a video game. That's
I
what
think-
it is, right?
I drink water every
Figure
day.
it out.
10 a day. So I have other vices that keep.
They're up there driving, are they, Joe? They're shifting gears and everything. Oh,
If you think you're going to do this every freaking day, you got another thing coming.
Well, we could turn this 22 square foot basement into an apartment, but
Hey, for all I know, he hears me all the time. He hears me do this for all I know.
You're gonna have to place your own over there.
I do remember living in an apartment, 3 apartments before when I was 17, 18, and 19. I moved out when I was young, and I went to an apartment right away. And I just remember there was a big guy like me who lived above me, and I always used to complain about him. But see, now I'm the big guy. No,
Yeah.
you don't want to live above me or below me. I mean, I would make
whatever's going on, it's rattling things too. I don't know what the hell it is. It's no kind of game like where like the thing moves. Is it or something like this? I mean, I'm trying to think like, I picture like moving around or something.
Maybe they got that thing that they got to run around and.
Yeah. One of those Nintendo things that they have the wand thing, and they got a
rope.
Yeah.
First, I thought it was an exercise, a machine of some kind, a rowing thing, or no. It's really annoying. You cannot have this. We cannot have this. I'm sorry. I should just go because I don't want to. I'll just shut up about it.
Well, I hope your dad will show up because he got a little ticked at me today because I showed that album. I don't know why.
I can't even hear this noise.
I told, like I said, that's why I'm wearing this, because you can't hear things when I have the mic on.
That's okay. We can't hear. You might hear it, but we can't.
Yeah, but I'm worried about it annoys me. And when I do my shows, like Talk More Talk or something in here, I got to wear this. But even when I unplug it, I'm going to see if anybody knows about this either. It must be a volume control on my keyboard, because when I pull this out, you'll see. Pull this out.
Instantly muted. It probably senses no microphone.
Yeah, you probably have your mic either turned off or down.
Yeah, he's got it pulled out.
Well, I meant his mic that's built into his laptop could be muted. The actual physical mic could be not registered.
Now, as soon as he pulls the plug out, he goes into mute. So that's not good.
So a lot of times down by the bottom right of your computer, there's a little clock. And then next to that is a little voice thing. And if you right mouse, you can enter the sound settings.
Like a filter?
You right mouse on the sound thing on your laptop. Bottom clock. And you go to sound settings. And a lot of times your microphone will be shown there. If you have a built-in mic on your laptop, he may have that off. So it only works when you plug it in. But the sound settings for the laptop may be off.
And you can't hear me because I muted myself. All right, so I don't know. I got this little sound thing here. When I press it, it says mixer.
Have you look? There's little dots above it that say.
Well, your voice, as you speak, it's going up and down.
Yeah, that's for the regular sound. But if you take that out of your head and you don't have any sound, it should say mic somewhere, and one of those tabs should have mic. So your mic volume can be chosen.
Because I like to try doing it from the keyboard instead of the headphone, but I'll figure this out. My girlfriend will help me figure it out. I guess instead of wasting more of Doc's time, we'll just here we go. I'll start.
Hey, he was talking about Captain Crunch. Come on.
Yeah,
well, I was.
There's no wasting time. I'm actually wasting some hours because it's halfway through February and I haven't used enough. So I thought, hey, let's plan a hangout thing.
Yeah, and I just went to the unlimited. I was going to try it out. I will try it out. But what I'm wondering about that is too, if I'm on the unlimited, once I go back to work, because I'm off for a couple of weeks now. When I go back in March, I'm not going to have that much time anyway to go on. I may only need 20 hours a week.
Well, this is true.
Regular.
I think 20 is enough for me at the moment.
Yeah, I think so. The way you have it going, you're doing at least 2 times a week. You're doing it Friday and Sunday, right? At least.
Well, the Friday show turned out to be a disaster. And I didn't do one yesterday because I figured Valentine's Day, everybody's going to be out with their significant others. So why bother? So this is basically the hours that might have been for the Sunday show.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so like, nah.
Wow,
I'll
this is
see. I'll
bad.
see
This
who's
is real
out
bad.
there.
I brought
I'm
a
sorry.
couple
I gotta get my girlfriend in here to check this out, but she's busy.
just
Ooh,
raise up.
here's some Otis Redding.
Outfits I got is a Otis Redding live at the Whiskey a Go Go, April 8th through 10/66. It's a
Oh wow.
6 CD set. It's CD or the vinyl. It's fabulous sounding. It's great recording. It's like Otis Redding at his best. He died in '67, and I think it's just before his hit Dock of the Bay. But other than that, it's great recordings. Even if you get the 2 CD version, I just love this set. I actually saw it for first on Mazzy's show, but I got this and I'm like, I
Hmm.
played it 10 times already, and even though the shows repeat, very good, very good. And the other thing that I got recently, which may be nobody's cup of tea, but I don't mind her, is the Joni Mitchell Archive Volume 1 box set of her early works, recorded from when she first started in the early, mid 60s, 67 or whatever, all the way to, I think 63 it starts actually, all the way to 67. So, and it's a really nice set box. It comes with a beautiful little book, and it tells stories of her, and then um, 5 little mini CDs,
Hmm.
and it's just a really nice set. And if you like her early stuff, it comes up to her first album basically, and they're all outtakes and things. But I really enjoy a lot of her early works. The stuff in the '80s, not so much, but all of her '70s works, I really enjoy. I have all of them, but I'm a complete. Usually, when I buy an artist and I like half the catalog, I usually end up buying the rest anyways to see how they did. Whether
Yeah,
she,
looks like she had her own little recording studio there.
yeah, because when they're young and they're just making demos, for themselves and singing, I think she made some of these songs just for her mom or dad, and then it became popular, and then she started doing little coffee houses and areas in her neighborhood and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, my glasses are filthy.
It's okay. We can still see you.
I can't see a thing without them.
Oh, hi there. Yeah. Oh, and you had to probably go out and blow the snow again this morning, didn't you?
I'm going out probably 3:30. I'm waiting for it to calm down.
Oh, really? It has calmed down here. We got about 2 inches overnight.
Yeah, it's probably 2.5 inches here. But the problem is, I'm leaving at 4 to go get my grandson,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and pick my wife up at the airport by 5. So I want to have it done right before I leave, and then when I get home, I don't have to worry about it. They claim another 1.5 to 6 inches based on where you're at between tomorrow and Wednesday. I heard, so I don't know. Somewhere all day yesterday or tomorrow night. They always tell you more and you get less. Thank gosh.
Yeah, cover their ass. Okay, go, Joe. What do you sound like now?
Oh no, me?
Yeah.
No. I was just asking my girlfriend to come in here and listen to that crap upstairs and
Oh,
see what she thought of it. That kind of thing. That's all.
It's an adult show. I was going to say, I promised my wife 6 to 8 inches, but I don't know if I can give that promise.
Well, it's over 50 anyway. I'm not about listening.
No,
so far there's no children out there, so we're safe for the moment.
I noticed there's no on my end anyway. It doesn't say how many people are watching. Usually does.
well, for the other people in the gallery can see it. I don't think we can. I can check it on my phone.
Yeah, I can see it, but the host can see it at least.
Oh.
And it's over in the top left. It shows 7.
Oh.
Yeah,
which is like not very good.
Joe had 125 on his show, so
Well,
that was the Fab Gab show. Yeah.
this is the old Gab show.
Which in a lot of ways, dare I say, it would be beneficial to me if it wasn't watched live, but watched after, if that makes any sense, if you know where I'm going with that.
That's the thing. Even when I do a show on Sunday, I get like 20 views. It's that. But if I leave it up, I can get near 200.
1 second.
To watch the rerun.
I'm going to just pause out for a second, guys.
Yeah, okay. But like when Fab Gab was on and I saw it go up to like 100 and 120, I'm going like, ooh, he's doing pretty good here.
Yeah.
I can hardly wait to see the rerun numbers. And last time I looked, it was 1,200.
Yeah, I'm looking up. The rerun numbers, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, but I will make one little suggestion
Please
in,
do.
in your format.
Please do.
Okay, so when you've got everyone up and you say, okay, we're going to everybody do your number 12 song, say, and Matt gets a turn, and Brad gets a turn, and you get a turn. You all say what number 12 is. Okay, now let's go to the peanut gallery and see what they do. Then you do the.
The only problem with that is we get 100 people doing it. You know.
Well, you can pick and choose.
Yeah, because people are rattling any kind of like, you know, and the thing is, instead of people like rambling off things, right? Like you say, any old time, you know, you can say, okay, now everybody, what's your pick? But I'm sure people are not going to follow the protocol anyway. They're going to be typing all kinds of things. And I'll say, oh no, don't, not yet. Don't post it yet. When I say, tell you to post it. But
you know, like people were over there, you know, like playing along, you know, like, okay, my number 12 is this, my number 12 is that. And those are the ones you highlight. And anybody who's saying, Joe, did you hear the latest Paul McCartney thing? Well,
oh no, I would ignore those. But I think I don't know for sure if I'm going to even highlight anymore. I said you learn as you go, right? And you see how you feel it out. I don't know if I'm going to be highlighting so much the ones that just say, oh, my number 12 is this, my number 13 is that. I don't know if I would highlight because the chat is still going to be visible, even when it's a video. I think what I might do is if somebody says anything like, I don't know, yeah, did you know that this was also recorded by Helen Shapiro or something like that? Maybe that I would put up, you know. Oh, I don't take you seriously, Ray. You're a joke. You're a joke.
He just likes attention.
Yeah, he just likes to take the piss out of everybody. Nobody takes him seriously.
George Nano says it's like herding cats. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But that would have been the only suggestion that I would have had, that in the way you were doing it, that I would have gone around the room and then shown what people in the audience were saying about that particular choice, that number. You know.
Yeah, but I don't like is that it is difficult. Like I've said, even on the show, I said it was difficult for me to concentrate on what's going on here. You know, when I'm looking over there and I'm like too busy. You know, in fact, somebody caught it, but I didn't notice it. Did you notice it? Where we were talking about the song "Roll Over Beethoven."
Okay.
By Chuck Berry, and then I said, you know which version I hate? The Beach Boys version. And then I went, let me hear some of that rock and roll music. Yeah. And I'm watching the playback, and I'm like, we're talking about Roll Over Beethoven. I'm singing rock and roll music. It's the wrong song.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you.
He didn't pick it up, and I'm like, I don't know. So I have to save that for With the Beatles. When With the Beatles we do that, I'll use that rock and roll music joke. I went back in and edited that clip out. I snipped that out because I felt like a schmuck.
Oh, so you went into a YouTube editor and kind of took that piece out?
Yeah, you know, it's a little tricky, but I figured, you know, I got it done.
Yeah, and it wasn't working on the weekend either.
What, the editor?
Yeah, because when I did tried to do a Friday show, and it was just awful. But the only saving thing about that was I had Harry Humstone come on. So I turned it basically into an interview with Harry Humstone.
Okay.
So after the show
I remember that. Yeah. Go ahead.
After the show was done, I went into YouTube editor to take off the first 20 or so minutes off and just leave me and Harry on. But it was acting up like crazy, and I couldn't get it to work right. It kept making copies of my video, and I went, no, I don't want a copy. I want to edit, you know. And it just was not working. I says, pooh, I give up. I came back the next morning, and it did the edit. So like, Friday night, I guess that was it was not working correctly.
Yeah, well, sometimes I know you do an edit. It takes a while to process.
A long time, yes.
You know, I mean, it could be anywhere from 20 minutes to 6 hours to a day. I mean, I've had all different ones.
Oh.
ASAP, come on up.
I was going to say, Ray wants to come on. Ooh, could be frightening, but all right.
ASAP.
Yes. Ooh. And he says he can elaborate on this. Beach Boys Mega Mix is annoying. Do you happen to know if Invisible Ray is over 50 years old? I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, well, we'll go with it. All right. We'll
Oh,
see
he
what
is.
happens.
He is.
Oh, he likes to. Oh, he can't. He's in bed.
Oh, he's going to do the audio, I think, right? Can you do the audio?
Well,
I think the audio, because then you don't have to put the potato sack on. You can just.
that must
Hey,
be.
they had the Invisible Man on Svengoolie the other night. It was on the Invisible Man.
Yeah, and he's got merchandise too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sort of like, whoa, look at all this stuff.
I like the Doc Docus one. I got to be honest with you. I know you don't like it. I don't, but I like it.
What, do you T-shirt?
The Doc Docus face there. It's like it looks like it smelled something bad.
My hairline is gone though. I don't understand. Oh, Ray's got 2 cats.
Hey
On.
Ray, I'll tell you, Ray. I also like cats, so I'm with you there. I'm a cat fan.
Well, he prefers the Invisible Ray, the tragic story of, I guess.
The tragic story of Invisible Ray.
Hmm.
Just let me hear some of that rock and roll music. Any old way you choose it. Boy, that's really rocking. Boy, that really rocks.
Bah on those Beach Boys. They're no good.
I have a chance to. Well, I'll talk about it later. No, I'm gonna watch.
Well, anyway, I can't do the
I think he took a break. He took a break from the video game. Maybe he's got to go to the bathroom and flush the toilet.
I can't join the thread about the Tony Sheridan thing because this is all I've got.
That's all you got. Well,
That's all I've
yeah.
got.
I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that the covers are interesting, on the albums, the music's not interesting.
Yeah, I think it was you who had the one with the red cover that had Stu Sutcliffe on the one end, and they just showed a piece of him.
I can't remember.
And on the other side, it was Pete Best's hand.
I don't think that doesn't sound like me, but maybe
Okay.
I didn't notice it.
Well, maybe it was Beetle Brad who had it. There's David
That's him. That's Invisible Ray.
Yeah, I'm speaking quietly.
Oh my God! I'm on with Invisible Ray. Oh my God! What an honor!
Oh wow!
Invisible Ray.
Shh, shh, shh! Don't wake the cats up.
Oh, cats. I like cats.
Oh, cats can sleep through anything.
Well, listen, I was thinking, Mr. Mayo, instead of getting Matthew Street in your next video, Hard Day's Night, you could get me involved. you know what would be the last one, don't you?
That would be a riot. People would love that. They wouldn't even know. But then if I did that, you'd skyrocket, right? You'd be like,
yeah. Well, we don't encourage that. I don't encourage that either. And I'll tell you something else. It's like I said, they're both going to say When I Get Home's the worst, and you're not. You're going to say it's the third best or something.
Oh, Ray, do you like that song?
What, When I Get Home? No, it's horrible.
Oh,
What?
It's not horrible.
Not horrible.
I got it here. I already wrote the songs down. It's not fourth or something, but I can't tell you what it is. But it's not. I put it lower than fourth. I think. I won't tell you what it is, but
Yeah, you'll have to wait till Saturday to find out.
no, it's in the middle.
Well, I could tell you all 14 right now without excuses, apologies, or round the block on a bicycle.
Okay, let's go.
Well, When I Get Home at last, then I'll Be Back is miserable.
Oh, that's beautiful. Go ahead.
If I Fell, I hate that one.
I don't like that as much as but you'll be surprised. It's kind of low on my list.
Especially when he starts going, "Why?" It's too much.
His voice cracks on one.
It's horrific.
The stereo version.
And then cutting through all the bullshit because I can't remember all the tracks.
Oh, I think
up the nearer end of the top, I reckon at number 3, I think it'll have to be Hard Day's Night. Number 2, I used to really enjoy this one. I'll Cry Instead. And number 1, Can't Buy Me Love.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
for
that
money.
was tough. I'll be honest with you. These are very tough to me. But so yeah, Can't Buy Me Love. I didn't know whether to put that number one or not, or Hard Day's Night number one. I didn't really know, but
Well, you better not say. You better not say, otherwise you ruin the show.
ruined the show indeed.
No previews, no spoilers, no. No.
So what I do want to do, you believe it or not, and Ray, believe it or not, there's a possibility because I'm sitting here also on my movie channel, and I'm thinking, I want to do this for movies, for people who know movies. And as only now, this very moment, I'm thinking, who the hell can I have on here who knows anything about horror movies? I'm sitting here, I'm like, where would I find it? And now as I'm talking to you now, I'm thinking, Ray knows about horror. That's one thing we're always discussing.
Very true. Very true. You've got to appreciate a black and white movie.
Right.
You've got to, even if it looks really corny now, you've still got to respect it.
Oh yeah, sure. And like when you did that video that you had the Frankenstein music, like when persecuted, and all that stuff. That was
yeah.
That was perfect. That was the music to Frankenstein in the background.
Well, you think you passed the audition?
It was either that or it was going to be Swan Lake.
Yeah. No, I think the Frankenstein one worked even better. Yeah, I mean the other one would have been fine too, but I think you picked a good one.
And I'll tell you something, Doc. I hate vampire films.
You do?
Including Dracula.
Oh, I didn't know this.
No, I'm sick of them. And this new generation of teenage weekend vampire. High school kids.
We could talk about that one because I can't stand that either. But those kind of what is it? What is that series?
The Lost Boys started all that bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. The Lost Boys, and then we had in the Twilight. That's what it is, right? A new Twilight.
Well, I don't watch it because I remember two blokes at work having an argument because they started showing Buffy the Vampire, and I wasn't watching it. But then they started. What was her boyfriend called? He had his own series.
Was that Angel?
It could have been Angel, yeah. Anyway, they started that series at the wrong time in Britain. So these blokes, they was at work saying, he said, well, it's all wrong because she goes home at the weekend and then her and Angel get together. I thought, this is pathetic.
Yeah. And I do seem to remember all that stuff starting with the Lost Boys. Hey, it's Alan.
Alan's there. Hey.
What's up?
Hello, Alan.
How are you?
Maybe we can get Alan to do some horror movie things.
Yeah, you a horror movie guy?
We're building a cast here for a
horror. Well, I could show you something I have on my wall that Joe's probably not going to like.
With Beatles.
I can't see it.
You see it?
No.
Oh, wait,
there's a lot of glare on that. Hold on. Oh, so it's a window.
Exorcist.
I can't see it. Wait a minute, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Godzilla. Yeah.
Which Godzilla?
King of all monsters from a couple of years ago.
You saw that video that I did this morning, huh?
Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you the story about that. My nephew worked at a movie theater for just a season, a year, and he knew back in the day I used to love Godzilla movies, so he gave me that as a surprise when I went to my brother's house. It's a movie. It's an official movie poster.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Are you excited for the new Godzilla versus Kong movie?
Well, I kind of agree with Joe because I grew up when they, back in the day when they had the 60s, the 50s, somebody was literally dressed up as Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, rubber suit guy. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I know they look ridiculous. You ever see King Kong Escapes?
Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous.
I mean, that's one of the most ridiculous costumes ever. But I gotta say, I love that movie with fighting the robot Kong.
It's so bad, it's good, right?
And you have Paul Frees, the guy who's Meisterburger,
and John Lennon.
And he's doing the voice. He's doing the voice. He's like, what do you call it?
Well, even
Kong,
the original.
What are you doing, Kong?
The original King Kong versus Godzilla that came out in 1962. King Kong was a laughable joke, the way that outfit was.
Yeah, I got to admit, but for some reason, well, it's all childhood nostalgia for me. I admit, but I
Right.
love it. That's my favorite. I mean, and I know he comes out of the water like this, and it's like, well,
Yeah,
as soon as it's like a
yeah,
rag just hanging there.
yeah. His arms are like extra long. It's
Yeah, it's
funny.
great though. I
Yeah.
love it. And I saw the trailer, and I can't handle that CGI stuff. And as I said in the video, I watch it. I'm like, and it doesn't have to be just monsters or anything, but I'm just bored. It's like explosions and flying around and punching each other.
Well, Joe, that's typical with every modern movie. Everything
Yeah.
is CGI. I don't care what it is. Everything's computer generated. It's
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's the way it is.
It's one thing when you want to do something like a monster or something, which is bad enough. But what gets me is I remember watching Spider-Man the first time they did Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, and then they did it later and again a few more reboots. And okay, I got it when he was swinging through the city. It was CGI. I got that. I said, okay, I could deal with that. But I remember there was a scene with him jumping over the roofs or something, rooftops from roof to roof. Hey, wait! When he gets his powers, he's like, look at that. And I'm like, it looked like a Bugs Bunny was jumping over there. And then he had a fist fight or something. He was beating a bad guy up on the street. And that was also CG, like CG moves. When you're doing, what happened to stuntmen? I get it. You want to make a Godzilla. Okay, maybe you want to use CGI. You want to have Spider-Man swinging through the streets. Maybe you use a CGI. But if you're just going to get into a fist fight on the street, I saw the same thing with Charlie's Angels. One time I was flipping the channels around.
Charlie's Angels?
The newer Charlie's Angels ones.
CGI and Charlie's Angels?
And they were like doing some kind of like flipping around, somersault kicking, and said, I'm like, come on. It doesn't look real.
Yeah, what I'd like to talk about is I recently saw with my daughter, I saw the King Kong from 1976 with Jessica Lange recently. Yeah. Now, if they can go back to that, the way they made, King Kong, that would be better. That would be better than the CGI stuff.
Yeah, Alan, I never thought I would ever say I like that, but I'll take that now. Because when it first came out, I was like 14, and I was angry, like I am now. I was angry. I'm sitting there like, this is ridiculous. It's terrible. You're making jokes and everything, and you're making fun of the original Kong. And now I'll take it.
Yeah, I actually appreciated that 1976 King Kong because I remember in the theater when it came out, seeing it. And back then I was like, that's okay. But now seeing it now compared to the CGI stuff that they're making, I was like, oh my God, please bring that type of movie back.
Yeah. I'd rather them really be there. Real physically, just to think too mentally when I know they're not there. Like I was watching, I didn't like Peter Jackson's either. By the way,
I did not like that. My daughter liked that one.
You didn't like Kong skating in the?
Oh, Kong on Ice. Yeah, Kong on Ice. I was very disappointed in that. And there was a stampede or something too, like some dinosaur stampede. And the guy's like, he's running, he's looking behind him. They're coming. They're like hundreds of Brontosaurus, whatever they were, and they were cartoons. They didn't look.
Hi, Robert.
They weren't there.
Hi, Alan.
Hi, Richard.
Hi, Joe. Hey, Robert, Doc, Ray.
Yeah, I had a phone call about babies and stuff, so I didn't want to bother you guys. But I wasn't ready.
Hello, Ray.
I noticed that. Well, he's got the mute on, Ray. I think he's like putting his bandages on or something.
We're feeding his cat.
You'll have to excuse me. I'm just trying to calm down vicious cats.
You're not. Wait a minute, Ray. You're not doing that.
Funny you should mention that because yes, I always do if I can get an hour in.
Well, you do your drug and I'm doing mine here, which is a mistake. Very bad mistake.
A lot of videos there yesterday, Alan.
Pardon me for a moment.
I did. I was actually ready I was going to do another one today, but then I saw Doc went live and Joe was there and Robert and I thought
I was coming on here to do one of these things and I'm like, oh, Doc's got one already. All right.
I've only got Tony Sheridan. I've only got one set. It's from Bear Family.
Ray, I needed you at my stream last night. Where were you? You should have been there. You would have made the whole thing you would have made it perfect.
Busy dealing with his cats.
I hear dead silence.
I was there last night.
You saw all the Doc.
Yeah, what happened last night? I want to know. I only went in for a
You
moment.
stuff
I saw
last night,
fighting.
Ray.
Listen, brother Brian's stream, he pulled a gun on Bobby, and Bobby's so old that he thought he was in the next room to Brian, so he scarpered and left the stream. Then,
Oh, now him and Bobby are fighting now.
yeah, then brother
Drama.
Brian started
Oh,
on about Captain Spaulding and Rachel the Music Man again, and then he left.
Oh, he's still fighting about that damn hog. Oh,
I've got a claw in my leg. I'll be back.
A claw in my
He's got a
leg.
claw in me
so
leg.
basically, Sarasota. If anybody knows Sarasota Joe, he claims that he worked 620 days without a day off.
Well,
And
some
Brother
people got to
Brian-
work,
Brother
Richard. You got it
Brian-
made.
Brother Brian said basically you're full of you know what, you're lying. There's no way you work that many days in a row.
I was going to work on my Supremes top. How many Supremes dogs do I have here again?
Well, he works for himself, so it's very possible.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really,
he has a golf job, and then
When I was
then
a
you
young
know how
man,
Brian gets to say, oh, you know, you probably don't own your own business. So I
worked-
pulled up the
Take
guy's
a break,
business on
Richard.
YouTube. So I pulled up the guy's business on YouTube to prove that he owned his own business, and it was his voice. I pulled his business up on YouTube. He has a YouTube page, but that didn't solve anything. It just kept going.
all I can say is I rarely took a vacation from work.
Yeah,
Me too.
and some people, I just thought it was hilarious. Some people were getting annoyed with it. I thought it was hilarious. I was sitting back and I was just laughing at the ridiculousness of it. About them fighting over how many days he's worked in a row, and I'm just like, you're
Bang,
seriously,
zoom.
this is a discussion. It's like,
Just be glad you didn't work at Burger Chef.
yeah,
Burger Chef.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I never heard of Burger Chef until that video.
Joe, you don't know what you don't know what you're missing. Those burgers were delicious. Oh my
We had them
god.
in Michigan.
Oh,
Weren't they great?
I don't know about great. There were burgers and a number of the salad bar.
Well, how about this, Robert? Do you agree that they were better than Burger King and
Well, anything's
McDonald's?
better than Burger King, yeah.
I like
Right.
Burger King. I shouldn't say that, but I do. I know what I don't like.
my favorite
McDonald's.
fast food.
I don't like either one. I like
Burger
the fish
Chef blew them away.
I like the fish sandwich at McDonald's, and if I'm twisted in my arm, I'll eat a Burger King. But no,
I went to the Dirty Deli again this afternoon.
If I'm gonna get a fast food
Oh,
burger,
what-
Burger King's my
Without
favorite.
the gloves? Without the
that
gloves?
was not that one. But there's a new deli that I found. They've been there for 20 years, and I never knew it. And it's an Italian deli with an old man and his old wife, and the woman. I'm not exaggerating. Has a gray. It looks like Doc's mustache, or my mustache. The woman,
Wow.
old woman. She has we wear masks now, so you don't really see it. But when she takes it off, it's furry and everything like that.
What?
But I gotta say,
Oh my god!
sandwiches. Who cares?
But she makes the best
but
sandwich.
the sandwich is unreal. I'm telling you, unreal. The way I like it too, because I made a rant video which is not up anymore. What I call a hinged sandwich that I hate. When you take the bread, instead of slicing it like that, clean through, they kind of let you leave the open end side. Like I don't like the open side. They call it a hinge, and they close it. And then you get when you look at it, all of the lettuce is like on the inside. All of the tomatoes are on the inside. Like it's like different layers. Has to be open like that.
Yeah.
And have everything evenly distributed across. And I
So you
got
can eat like this.
yeah, you know what I mean. Otherwise, you got to bite the side. It's like if you
Yeah.
bite on the side, you get lettuce for only. Then
Yeah.
you got to get it all together. And what the hell was I saying? So I got a Italian combo first time, one of those. When they put all that stuff on it, whatever, I don't know, salami and blah,
As they
blah,
call
blah.
it, the number one Italian. Yep.
Oh, no. Well, this was Italian combo. But like, I don't need this, especially if I'm off for a couple of weeks. I don't need this now. And I don't set myself up here, but it's all right. I don't care. If I was ashamed of it, I wouldn't discuss
Well,
it.
are they about what are they? $8 a sandwich? I mean, I don't even know.
And it's cheap.
That's the best part.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how they could sell these things so cheap. And the roll, my girlfriend gets a sandwich on a roll, just roast beef. Gets roast beef on a roll. Now I'm telling you, I don't have one. The roll is like a 45 RPM record size. It's like
Wow.
really. I never saw a roll that round before. You don't even need a hero. That's enough. And in my defense, I only ate half. You only eat half at a time. You can't eat the whole thing. If you get a hero or a roll, you eat half, not half for dinner.
The whole thing.
No, see, those were the. Whoa,
Listen,
Whoa.
the
Robert,
role of which you speak
Yes,
is
sir.
called the Billy Bunter over here, and it's best to cut it in half, but it's really
Yeah.
good with
Yeah.
little shrimps in
Okay.
a prawn sauce. Very good.
Oh,
Tomatoes, Worcester sauce, lemon.
Ray, don't you do a bit of cooking, if I'm not mistaken?
I do. I'm very dab hand in the kitchen, mate.
You should really have a cooking show. And you should have somebody hold the camera for you.
I can't
with the
imagine
mask on.
Ray. I can't imagine Ray in I want to see that. That would be. I'd be
Yeah, you could rename yourself the Masked Cooker.
Well, the problem is just I think it's going to be too time consuming to do because I've got to transfer everything onto the laptop. Oh, it's a bugger. This is much easier.
I'm too excited about that roll.
Yeah, and I know what you were doing. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. These are the commercials used to be good. They used to be funny. They were not commercials about, did you ever breathe in mesothelioma, asbestos in your drink? Call this lawyer or do this. If you take this, it could cause death. It could cause blindness. They used to have funny commercials, entertaining commercials. Now it's all that crap.
There was a gentleman that put up about a 40 minute video I watched today that has like every TV show from Saturday morning and all the commercials, and it just brought up so many memories for us that might have been in between 58 and 68 watching TV, and even some into the 70s. I thought it's pretty cool.
I know.
Yeah, Robert. Who's that?
That's Porky Pig or somebody, right?
Woody
Woodpecker.
Woody Woodpecker.
That's what it is, Woody Woodpecker. Right. I've got a cereal bowl from 1964 with the spoon and the cup that my grandparents got off of Kellogg's Marks or whatever for 25 cents still. What is that?
Beep beep. Not me.
Joe's got it.
My all my beeping
It's
done.
not me, it's not me.
It's done.
Another baby's coming out.
I hope not.
Oh Lord!
Oh, come on,
Lynn.
man. The guy's racing cars upstairs.
They're all ugly at this age, but there's the new one.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
A newborn.
She's only 5.
Congratulations.
Bumped your gun.
That's my granddaughter that was born today. And
I don't have any grandkids yet.
Oh, well done.
I show this again, even though that's my grandson. He was born in Alaska on the 30th of January, about 2 weeks
Nice.
ago.
Congratulations.
For sure.
He's an Army brat.
I hear you.
That's
I'm
what I
tempted to play Yoko for my neighbor upstairs. I really
Oh,
am very
God.
tempted.
Crank it up.
Me
Crank
and
that up.
Invisible Ray don't want to talk about Yoko. We don't want to talk about Yoko.
Oh, you're ashamed. You hate John anyway,
I don't
Macamania,
hate
so it's
John.
okay.
I don't
And
like
listen,
John.
Mr.
I
Mayo,
don't like the woman
Yes,
he
sir.
was married to, but I don't dislike him.
I think Ray's got something important to say. Oh,
Macamania,
That's Trump. That's Trumpy.
That's for Richard.
Trumpy.
What's this? You've got to give him some advice. Listen, about neighbours. Just remember, it could always be worse. You could have whirling dervishes up there.
I'm telling you, Ray, you speak the truth. Because
Think about that.
I
Think
walk
about it.
outside and I see as I walk outside around here, because there are different I don't know what you call them there, but complexes or flats or whatever, I don't know. You have upper and lower, and
Yeah.
I see when I walk around the grounds, there are little kids, toddlers, babies out in the playing. I'm lucky. It could be worse.
You get kids in the mix and teenagers, and they're punks.
Forget
Total
about it.
punks.
Hey,
We're
Joe,
supposed to get out of here in a couple of years, but
Oh,
I'm
So creaky floorboards and no beef.
here's what I used to look like. Let me see if I can get this.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second.
no.
That's me.
That's Robert.
That's my Peter Brady look, 1975.
Yeah, you would fit right in. Yeah, you'd fit right in with the Brady Bunch.
I
Jack
just
Mahoney.
watched the Brady Bunch yesterday, the episode with two Peters that look alike.
And then this is the only one I've got.
What happened to the second Peter?
I'm about 16 there. And I got my
You gotta
beat-
show. You gotta It's the Robert P show.
Says
Wow.
the Beatles.
Oh, you got a Beatles shirt on? Nice.
Yeah, I got a Beatles shirt that I made myself, I think, back then.
Ooh.
Last time I wore a Beatles shirt, but I show you how life goes on.
Well, maybe you should get into making T-shirts again.
I think I got some younger photos of me around here somewhere.
Well, I lost all the hair though. Look at all that curly hair I had. It all fell
That's
out.
amazing. That's amazing.
When I was
This is me when I was about 3 or 4 years old.
Oh goodness.
That looks like last year.
I got
That's
that.
me.
in the Navy?
That's me at 3 or 4. My dad was in the Navy,
Good.
and he dressed me up in a Navy outfit, I guess.
Oh yeah.
That's
In
me.
the Navy, you
That's
can
me
take
when
it
I'm
up
up.
the
That's
arse
me.
in
When,
the Navy.
this picture is me when I'm about 8, like 9 here, I think.
What?
With
Oh,
Paul.
not that again.
Oh, you show off.
Yeah, you show off.
That's Paul taking care of you. And
Yeah.
that lousy album, Thriving Pain, that he had
Great
at
album.
the time.
Great album. Wonderful album.
What?
It's a wonderful album.
This is why I didn't want
I
to
tell
let
you what, it's a lot better than them on Sprocket.
Richard definitely has different taste than us.
Ray, I keep asking you, where is my Chaos review? That's the one Paul album. I went, this man, look at this depressing piece of garbage. Oh man, I want to hear the Chaos review.
Showing spoons.
My Woody Woodpecker spoon and my
Wow.
it's the Menace spoon.
Hey, they must be worth a few quid.
Yeah, they're $15 to $19 a piece if you still want to bind them.
In the Navy.
You know, used to get all
So
that.
Ray, when's my Chaos and Creation review? I want that Paul album review.
No, I've stopped with McCartney now. I've totally had enough now.
Okay, I gotta say, if I could give you a little advice, if you really mean like, oh, enough of this guy, enough of this McCartney, I mean, not Macamania, McCartney, then you gotta stop. It's like, because then it's like you don't want to talk about him, but you find you can't help it.
Yeah, but the thing is, if I don't police the vinyl nerd community, who's going to do it?
This is the point.
You won't know where you're going wrong.
But Ray, if you're on Joe's channel,
That's a
they're gonna
point.
talk about
I
music,
can't argue with that one.
whether you want it or not. They're going to.
We've got to. We have to.
Well, I try.
We have to review A Hard Day's Night.
Well, I try to police the vinyl community with how much they talk about the Beatles. I mean, they're just ridiculous with the Beatles. That's all they care about, the Beatles.
I showed Jody.
Well, I
They don't want
tried to
to
show
talk about
more
their.
than just the Beatles.
One at a time. I can't hear everybody.
It's tough. It's
I know. You
Not at once.
mute Richard's mic. That's the every now and then.
They don't want to talk about their solo careers. They just want to talk about the Beatles.
But
Make Joe's one of the few exceptions.
Because I'm tired of the Beatles. As much as I love the Beatles, I'm
What?
tired of the standard catalog. Oh,
What?
Ayuto. I have that album.
What, this band?
That is one of the best album covers ever, I must say.
Look how
Look at Ringo's
I've never
Ringo's
been-
I
eyes.
don't like that.
They are blue.
They look a bit creepy.
What album is it? I've never even seen
It's an
it.
Italian album. Italian.
This is
I've never
for Ray.
seen it cover
This is
I've
for-
never
hey,
seen it on
this
cover
is for Ray.
Australian.
This is
That's
for Ray.
That's for Ray.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I was going to say my best friend called me on the phone yesterday and we were talking, and then he says, "Is there a new Paul McCartney record out?" I said, "Yes." "When did it come out?" "Well, just before Christmas." He didn't even know. Like, are you under a rock or something, guys?
Well, nothing matters anymore. And not just Paul, but nothing. Everything's overlooked, forgotten. It goes in one ear, out the other. It's on to the next thing.
Well, we've been talking McCartney 3 for...
Oh, you mean here? Oh, yeah. Well,
And here's a guy going like, "He's got a new album out?" Like, you didn't even know?
Do you want to know something horrible?
Ray
Paul
thinks
McCartney is packing a bigger punch than the Beatles at the moment. I was looking at Andrew Dixon. He's all about McCartney, not about the Beatles. And he's got loads of people subscribing to him. It's lunacy.
yeah.
Ray, what is your beef with Andrew Dixon?
Well, it's a long story, and not for this channel in front of Doc Docus.
Oh,
Okay. There's like 3 people that I want to know why you hate them. Like, DJR, you hate
Listen,
DJR.
No, I don't
got
DJR.
we got a past. We got a past. That's all you need to know.
But there's some people that you had a past and then you made up, right? Some people.
You used,
Well, I
you
was
used to
actually
hate me. Now I
surprised.
think we're. You used to hate me. Now I think we're okay. I'm not sure you might.
Because, listen,
They're right
I've got-
next to each other. How close is that?
now you made me forget what I'm going to say. Oh, and it was important.
About
yeah. With TJR, right? He's doing mass-produced videos at the moment, one a day, and they're all really boring. But however, now and again he takes his time and he does these really well. They're not my cup of tea, but he does these things where he pulls apart albums musically, note by note. Hideously boring, but he's got 1.5 million views on one of these ones. Led Zeppelin or something he's done.
Now, what does that tell you if you were a psychologist about you? What does that tell you? It's
Not
like,
to watch his channel, really.
you are. That's the whole thing. It's like, I don't want to say the green-eyed thing, but
but no. The thing is, he's so bloody superior.
like,
you know he's never going to come on here.
And I didn't. Sometimes people say, "Hey, check out Ray's chat" or something to me, and I did see one where you said, "I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember," but you said, I'd like to those pompous guys like Mayo and like this other guy who think. I don't think I ever come off like that. I don't think. I'll be honest. Do I? If I do,
no, you were being a savage. You was chucking people off your stream. That's it. You're out. And I thought, what arrogance that man's got. These people are fans. They want to watch you.
Oh, but how often? That was the old me. I would say that used to happen a lot more frequently. I would say.
Was that pre-Sean Lennon telegram?
Oh, that's Sean Lennon. And I said I never made a video. I never said, "Hey, look at me." I never made a video saying Sean contacted me. And whenever people bring it up, I say, "Yeah." And they say, "Well, did you talk with him?" And I say, "Oh, nothing much. A couple emails. He said thank you. I responded to him 2 or 3 times back, and that's it."
Yeah, but remember this: Macamania's met Macca.
Well, that's true. That's true.
That's just a grade down from John Lennon himself.
Yeah, that's it. Well, these days people think Macca is the Beatles. I mean, and even I told people.
I never said that.
No, you don't say it. But I'm saying I'm starting to drink the Kool-Aid myself. Me, of all people, because I'm saying, I've said this before in a few streams. When I look at the Beatles now, I don't know why, but even I look right at Paul. And I say, this is like Paul and 3 guys. And I don't know what, it's starting to happen even to me. And I'm shaking, going, no, don't go there. Don't start that. Because he's been around a long time. John's been quiet for 40 years. And I think he's been touring and he's been doing concerts. Everybody, and he talks about how, he's the one that was the workaholic, always in the studio, best musician. And I'm starting to think, man, even I'm doing it. I watch A Hard Day's Night. I'm looking at Paul. So this is the guy. I got to get over that, man.
Well, you got to give him his workaholic. You got to give him.
Well,
that.
Yeah, and I don't begrudge him that. I mean, I'm thankful for that. But it's like, wow. It used to be John Lennon was the Beatles, which is wrong. That was always wrong-headed to say that. But now it's Paul's the Beatles, and that just is wrong.
Well, you know what? John's no longer here, so that's why everybody. It's good. It's all about Paul. If John was still with us, they probably would have equal billing, I would think.
Well, that's what it is, and fault of new generations. They get to grow up, go to the shows, buy new albums, see him on TV. I understand that.
Yeah, but it's pretty well documented. Paul ran the Beatles after Brian.
Yeah, after they didn't care anymore, except for Paul.
Yeah, they're like, come on, fellas, we're going to get into the studio. Come on. Geez, do we have to,
I'll play if you want me to play.
I think there were times where John, the rest of them more like, whatever, we don't care. And Paul's like, no, we're getting.
But there's a good channel out there people keep talking about called Pop Goes the 60s. Mm-hmm. And this guy did a video about that argument that Ray was just talking about with, I'll play if you want me to play, that whole famous argument. And he broke that down, and he played audio to that with the quotes. And it turns out it's not as bad as it looks in Let It Be. because actually George is trying to be cool, actually, not so nasty as it looks with that one line. And John, of all people, with the whole quotes, is actually trying to say, like, let's try to do it. Paul's like, let's forget this song now, and it's not right. It's not together, not coming together. And John said, no, let's stay and work on it. Let's get it right. We didn't know all this, but this guy in his channel presents the whole argument, every line that I didn't even hear. I never heard every one of these lines, the comp dialogue.
Yeah.
I guess it's out there in the Let It Be dialogue, but I hadn't heard all of it. And it gives me a whole different perspective of that.
Well, that's why he says, and here's the argument with context.
Yes.
When we get back box set, there's probably going to be a lot of stuff that's never been read or seen.
Speaking of context, well, I could do my knock-knock joke again that I did earlier today, but I don't know about that. Always take a person in context, not out of context. That's all I could say for that.
Yeah, it's like the Beatles are bigger than Christ. Jesus, yeah. Out of context, boom.
Both sides out of context.
Mm-hmm.
What about Beatles are bigger than Jesus?
Weren't you listening, Richard?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys crack me up.
Remember, you got to be over 50 to be here. You're lucky you're being.
Oh, that's true. He's not over 50. What is he doing?
Lenient here.
I might as well be 50 with the music. Everybody says you don't know. I might as well be 50 with the music I listen to and the TV shows I watch. Like, I don't anything new. I don't.
What happened to Ray?
I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here. Listen, you'll probably applaud this, but I'm in a bit of pain today because I bent over to get some coffee, and then I had a bit of trouble getting back up, and then I can't move my neck to the left.
Oh.
If you're not I can't. Yeah. I can't twist my neck to the. It's a bit painful.
Getting old sucks.
You need Stymie to give it a twist. Did you ever watch The Little Rascals? That one when he twists the guy, he can't move his neck, and he goes twist.
It sometimes works, but you've got to be about 18 for it to work.
I'll stand behind Jingle. Like that.
Hey Ray, did you record any of my stream yesterday?
No, I did record Brother Brian's though because it was hilarious. He was all right. Then he just had this drink of whiskey, and he started going mental, pulling a gun out and everything. It's very entertaining.
You're going to put it up, right? Because I didn't see it.
No, I'll tell you, this sort of thing's happening every day now. You just can't keep up with it.
That sounds like a Phil Spector stream.
I wanted to keep my stream up yesterday, but one of the Sarasota Joe asked me to take it down, so I took it down.
Listen, Ray, I hope you don't think I'm copying you because you haven't cornered the market on Supreme's best of. But I was going to do a Supreme's best of anyway, and I had it sitting here in a notebook for I don't know how long. So I got my Supreme's one going to come up too with my best songs.
Oh no, that's perfect. All right, and listen. I was going to do a Book of the Dead. You see, this was going to be in the Book of the Dead, but I thought, to be honest with you, she's not that important.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Mary Wilson, to me, she was the best looking one of the Supremes. I don't know, but but I always felt that as long as they had two other women singing backup, it's Diana really in the front.
Yeah,
I didn't realise that they had gone from chart toppers down to cabaret singers. They'd because they kept going till about 1976, all different members.
Oh, I never went that far.
Well, that's after Diana left.
Yeah.
Well, you can't.
After Diana, I'm kind of like after Diana left. I'm just like
after Diana left, the one song that they had was "Stone in Love," right? A big hit.
They had a couple, but nothing important.
Wait a minute, I can hear Diana Ross singing on that.
No.
Sounds like Journey to me.
No. After Diana left, it just kind of went. They let the arrow. It's not the Supremes without Diana.
No.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, her voice is unique.
Yeah. But Mary Wilson in that book I showed, boy, it's pretty catty.
Oh yeah, she's right, bitch, about Diana Ross. I don't think Diana Ross was bad. She was the talent. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
Well, yeah. Mary Wilson's going like, she's got this nasally voice that sounds so awful, Here I am with a trained voice and sing in church and all this kind of stuff. And then
I love Diana Ross's voice. I love it.
And she kept begging off Diana Ross as well. Oh, I need to buy a house. Oh, lend us the money. Oh, I need this. I need that. And Diana Ross kept shelling out for her. I thought, well, you can't carry someone if they're going downhill, can you?
Diana kept cozying up to Barry Gordy.
Well, yes, it was that, but you know what you're going to do? Shag the boss. It's what the ladies do.
And that's what she did.
So,
He knows
maybe
more about
Diana
football than I do.
Yeah. Give me top billing. Yeah. That's I don't like when groups do that. Even Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. Like, hey,
What were they getting off with a gay manager?
yeah, must have been.
Yeah, that came later on. In the beginning, they were the Four Seasons.
Exactly.
Then it became the Four Seasons with Frankie Valli. Then it was the other way around.
Sound of.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't like when bands do that. All of a sudden, pick out a main member and make it as though it's them and the band. Or
Paul McCartney and Wings. But later on, it went the other way, though. It went from that to Wings.
You were right.
It's Paul McCartney and Wings. No matter what anybody wants to say, Wings is Paul McCartney.
Yes.
Tell that to Kenny Loggins.
Oh yeah. Listen. Whilst it's just us, what do you think that thing's run its course now? Because those two are obviously insane.
Loggins and Messina.
I'm doing that just to have fun with Ray. That's all.
How many people
I love
are here?
Loggins. I love Loggins and Messina.
I don't see any comments at all.
They're great.
Yeah, you got it.
Dead.
There's
Are
no
we
comments.
that- are we that
Nobody
bad?
wants to be here.
Are we that bad?
There's nobody watching either.
Yeah, they can't join in. What is that? There's nobody? Just us?
That's not.
My own wife on the plane said
Nobody's watching.
No, nobody cares.
Robert keeps trying to.
It says 6 people, but that's us 6.
Oh, we're included in that, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't even
I came on because Ray was on. I saw Joe's on here too. I saw Joe.
Wait.
I hung out with Joe for like 2 hours for that.
Yeah.
I don't come down here. My basement's freezing. It's about 55.
Oh man.
down here.
You're in-
Six-
You don't have one of those. You don't have one of those plug-in heaters, Robert?
Well, I do, but I don't like wasting money. I'm trying to retire in 2 years. I'm not as old as you guys.
Yeah.
Are you still?
I'm going to retire young. I'm getting out of where I am. That's for sure.
Are you retired now, Alan?
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't work any longer.
Oh, you work. You just don't work for somebody else.
No, I don't work any longer. No.
You don't get up, wash dishes, wash clothes.
I do. Yeah, well, I have to do that. Yeah.
You never stop working. You just don't get paid.
Right.
It isn't good to just sit around, though. You really turn into mush. We got to.
Grandkids or
I'm very physical when I work.
any
you know.
grandkids?
I'm sorry.
Any grandchildren?
Not yet. Nope. I have a daughter and a son. They don't have children yet.
Tell me get this.
Nope. Neither one of them are even married at this point.
Oh, that doesn't stop most people.
Right.
My daughter that had it today is not married. It's her second
How's
child.
the cockfight, Joe?
Yeah, that's tough work. It's very tough work.
How's the cockfight? How they going? How's the cockfight going?
Oh my God.
There's a lot of speculation as to that too. I noticed.
Yeah, I think there's speculation to that.
15 minutes and I shovel snow. So.
Oh, be my guest.
Well, I say shovel. I use a snow blower.
I've had enough of snow for the season.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yesterday, about 200 feet, and then my shovel cracked in half.
I want to sit back like this. This is how I want to sit. I don't want to. If I was, this is how I would sit ordinarily.
Well, then sit up.
There you go, Joe. Ah.
Yeah.
Look, we'll be like Richard or what?
Gotta do the hard day's night camera with your head, just your forehead.
He knocked himself off again.
He did that again. Oh boy.
When are you going to sort your camera out then, Mr. Macamania?
What?
It's very distressing for people, especially dyslexics, so stop it. Come on.
Yeah,
Get
you're
a
always
fixed
all over the
point
place.
camera.
How come you can't just like make your camera stationary?
All right, I'll put it on the tripod. All right.
No, but wait a minute. In a way, though, but that's your mo. That's your style.
And,
Yeah.
and this might be a bit petty, but I hate it when it's not a proper square rectangle thing.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
hate
touch
that.
it, I
It should be
guess.
a proper rectangle.
Can't touch the camera.
Yes,
If I touch the camera, I get
but
screwed
some
up.
people hate when it's just an audio.
Yeah. Well, here I'll set it up on the tripod. Because I don't want Ray coming after me about this. I can deal with other people.
It's not me. It's Eric. He gets very distressed about it.
I get very distressed about it.
Oh, what?
Oh, what do we got? eBay.
No, it's empty.
eBay.
I already showed this in one of the videos. It was a Maca thing. Did anybody commented on it? It was that McCartney, New York's best mornings start with WPLJ. You see that thing or not? I can show it to you. I don't.
That thing that didn't really look like
No,
No, it
McCartney.
didn't look like him, but that's exciting.
It was my.
Well, it reminds me of those great times in 1979 when.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, that's the only reason I got it. I like my Ringo Mobile. Not many people like that, I don't think, but I like it.
Not many people like that.
That thing was $300, 200 something bucks, 200 something bucks.
Richard's got to move the whole table to move his.
Oh, gee, why didn't you say anything, Ray? Oh, wait a minute.
No,
Isn't
I'm
that
just
nice?
waiting for him to sort his
All right.
camera out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot nicer. Oh, wow.
I did only do that because I don't want to be on Ray's bad side for anything.
Oh, I see. You used to be afraid. You used to be afraid of Ray.
Yeah, I don't want to be
on.
on Ray's bad side for anything. I learned my lesson with that.
Oh.
I think he likes me now. I don't know. He may still hate me, but I'm not sure. But
I don't know if he ever hated you.
I don't know.
But look how nice. They're sitting right next to each other. That's so nice.
Yeah,
look at
don't pull a gun on me like old Robert Brian.
Brother Brian.
I gotta say, Ray, I could be a little critical too. Those when you have those streams where you just show the sock puppet or whatever sock, that's not.
Socrates.
Yeah, that's not very exciting. It's more fun when you're talking, I think.
Yeah,
and when you just play the music all the time.
Yeah, but the thing is, you see, I just want to get up, and listen to some music. Really, I'm not.
Oh.
I should really take these videos down, but sometimes I just think leave them up. What the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just want to hear the music and share some music.
Yes. Yes, we're here to educate primarily. This is the important thing. Hey, Robert.
Yeah, right.
I'll come to. Now that I'm subscribed,
Oh, Ringo.
Education time.
The Ringo collection.
Yeah.
I love Goodnight Vienna, the title song.
I wish they would.
Lost from my arse.
I wish they would put all of these albums out in a 5 CD or 5 LP reproduction box set of the Apple. You call it the Apple years or whatever,
Yeah.
And this, I was just showing. I made all these little cases for myself because I don't like jewel cases. So
Robert, they're beautiful.
I made every. I'm going to try to hold it up without doing each one and boring you, but I made every single album.
Can I see the insides?
Wow.
Every one I made for myself.
Well, you don't have to worry too much about those other ones that are not on vinyl yet. I wish they were. Geez, I wish they'd put them on vinyl.
And I was
No,
telling.
I wish I'd had that lot sent to me first class.
You made your own. You made your own box set.
I was telling. Where did it just disappear to? Hang on a second.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
I've got my own box
underrated
set.
Bad Boy album.
It's very shabby.
Oh,
I got them all, even like I did my own.
That's a good album. I don't care what anybody says. And listen, Ray, look, Ray. That
oh my
What's
God!
My
Ringo,
Name
we're
is
gonna
a
talk
great
about
album.
Ringo's music now.
Even though
Listen,
I hate the
Listen,
title song sucks.
I'll tell you something, right? That album's actually better than McCartney 3.
Come on.
And I never thought I'd say that.
Imagine if you let your guard down one day and actually listen to them
Whoa.
objectively
Ringo
and really
Rama.
seriously.
Nice.
Hey.
They're shit songs.
Can I see one with an autograph?
Ringo, Ray, what did you think of Ringo's newest album? What's My Name?
Well, it's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
low
it is.
budget, isn't it? Real low budget.
But he didn't
That's
listen
worth-
to it. When he did it,
That's
he
worth
just played like
two
the
box
songs.
sets right there.
little piece of the songs.
I watched his review. It's not.
I was telling Doc yesterday, I had bought this as a jewel case
Okay.
off of because I couldn't find the CD anywhere, so I bought the CD off of someone, and I get it, and I made my own cover now. Okay, but when I get it, I got this booklet.
Yeah. What about the
I got the jewel case,
spyglass?
and I got the record. And when I finally looked at it close, it's a bootleg.
Oh,
It's a CD.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I like your review of What's My Name, Ray.
But it was made so well because he included the booklet, he included the insert.
Richard kissing up to Ray.
He had the
No, I
back.
thought it was hilarious. I thought it was funny.
I didn't know it was a
It
bootleg.
wasn't funny. It was inaccurate. It'd be funny if it was.
Both the songs here. I gotta kind of agree with Ray.
Oh, you don't even hear. Don't even.
I listened to What's My Name. I'm
You
like,
did
what the
not
heck?
listen to it objectively. No, you didn't. You had
I
your mind made
listened
up.
to it. I'm like,
Like
this
Ray
is-
had his mind made up
this
that
is like,
McCartney
this
was
is
going to.
very good. It's like,
Come on, get out of here. I don't take you seriously.
I listened to it. I'm like, this isn't very good. I'm like,
Well, you don't like A Day in the Life either. What
Yeah.
does that tell you?
I get all Ringo's whether I like them or not, because
But I think the people who are saying good things about McCartney 3 had very low expectations.
Well, I think it's a very good album.
but
I wouldn't have given all the songs on What's My Name zeros like Ray did, but I don't think it's a very good album. I don't think it's a very
do.
good album.
I don't care what you think, Richard.
Thank you very much.
I've listened to McCartney 3 at least 5 times, 6 times, and I have changed my opinion of it. In the beginning, I thought it was a good album, but now it's to the I like it a lot better now. After
Yeah,
listening
very
to
good.
it.
I did the same.
Oh, even Harrison. Look at this. George Harrison.
Harrison's.
Oh, what's that?
Wow.
What's that? Best of.
I make my own covers for all of them.
That's an
I don't really know enough of George's solo music to.
You don't even know
God.
enough of the Beatles music, my friend.
George
I
is
know every
rubbish.
Beatles. I know every song the Beatles ever
I
did.
got
so
every
come
Beatle
on.
record at home. Every
I
Beatle
know
record.
every
And we didn't get
every
to
song
see
they
him.
ever
Kind of
recorded.
police protection.
I know every song the Beatles ever recorded, Joe.
I'm my sometime in England. I'm missing my sometime in England. So
Now,
much.
see, somewhere in England, I just played recently for the first time in many years, and I thought it was better than I remembered it. So you never know.
Oh, this is the American cover. I have it with the original cover
yeah.
on the inside. The original cover showed him in black and white with looks like England behind him.
Wish I'd known about love. You know where that is? That's in the Tate Museum. It used to be in the Tate Museum. It's a
Anyway,
painting picture. And
I
he's
make all
standing in
my own
front of
covers.
it.
I hate jewel cases.
I like jewel cases, damn it.
I know you do.
I do like Jewel Cage. Yeah, they're
Mhm.
I like them when they look like little albums.
But the way you have them, Robert, is so nicely organized and everything that I'd have to get more individual sleeves for them too.
Robert, you got a custom box for them, or just
There it is. See, that's all George and Ringo right there.
wow?
Everything in here is
Wow.
George and Ringo, and it fits it all in one little case. And I have 16 of these cases that I keep my CDs in, and I've got about other box sets and stuff too. But I think altogether I've got almost 2,000 CDs.
Don't forget to lock them up.
Huh?
Don't
You
forget.
can if you want.
I'm waiting for the premiere of the Robert P channel.
Hello,
Yeah.
Brian Boru.
I showed you everything will be on it. So who's going to come?
We
Everybody.
5 videos and nobody. Will,
yeah.
we know all about
Robert
it.
P needs his own channel. I agree with you about that.
If I could do more than just show and tell, I would. But I don't have enough information. Up here.
Yeah.
I would like to do artwork
Show
with
it to-
people. If I knew how to do like show you my videos and things I'm doing and show you how to do artwork or how I do artwork, that would be like an educational thing maybe where I showed you
Yeah.
how to design a cover, here's how I cut them out, here's how I design labels.
Then everybody would be making their own.
Well, that's fine.
And we only like the finished product.
I was always told if you teach a man to fish, he'll eat forever. If you just bring him fish,
Now, and Ray, I want to ask you, but you're very talented when it comes to making thumbnails and artwork and things like that. So is that in your line? Is that what you do? You work?
I have done design work before, and I've also had to make videos for a company, but it's not my thing. But I do like pissing around with it. If you'll excuse my French.
Oh, I know. Piss means drunk too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta watch. Yeah, we gotta watch it on Doc's channel. We're not allowed to. We're on here.
Yes, I'm sorry. No children tonight, though. Where's Van?
Yeah, and it's working so far.
There you go.
Yeah, that's why nobody's here. Maybe.
Yeah, but you like, let me in, hey guys, like
nobody wants to comment because they're not over 50.
I guess.
Yeah.
50's a bit old.
Oh well, I just thought that might help.
I was watching. I don't like that show, Gilligan's Island. I hate it.
Oh, thank
Oh, that is a nice ring picture. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Who drew that? You, Robert?
That's me.
Look at that. Hey.
I did want to.
Just did that now.
I'm glad somebody else doesn't like it. I hate Gilligan's Island.
Well, you would think I like
Hey,
it.
I'm big.
Hit the wrong one.
Listen, I've got to ask the panel a question just to prove a point to Mr. Mayo, I think. What would you class on the UK album as the worst song on a hard day's night? And I'm going to let you start, Robert, because I know what you're going to say.
You know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
Which Hard Day's Night first?
Well, I said the UK one.
Okay.
This will be interesting.
Oh,
See what's on them. I don't remember every single song. I'm not like.
I don't know the differences between UK and America, so I know.
I'll tell you the song I like the most.
Shame on you.
I'll tell you the songs I like the most.
No, just the one that you like the least.
Well, I'm just saying, it's any time at all I like the most.
Doc, he's dying to say, aren't you?
A Hard Day's Night's a little for me because I just heard it so much.
You don't know it, do you?
I would
You
put
don't
the
know it.
last two being "I'll Be Back" and "I'll Happy Just to Dance with You." Those would be the bottom two.
Okay.
Oh.
"I'll Be Back" is not.
Yeah, actually, good choices. Good choices.
Just "Happy Just to Dance with You." It's a good song, but anybody can do it. I mean, the Circle does it good.
I love I'll Be Back.
I want to hear the whole thing. We just want to.
Well, hey, I'm doing mine today. You do yours next week.
Ray Estel. Okay.
Anytime at all is my favorite. There.
What, your favourite on the album?
Yeah, well, I've heard "Hard Day's Night" and "You Can't Buy Me Love Forever and Ever," but when they start singing "Anytime at All," that starts bam, anytime at all, and it just starts rocking. It gets me every time.
We better have him on the show next week.
But
He says it quick as well. He don't make all the apologies like Matthew Street. I like it. I like this one. Don't get me wrong. It's my favourite.
Bam, it starts
Well,
going.
I do that too. I do that too.
Oh no! Do you know how much time on the show got wasted because of that bullshit?
What did you think?
Hey, 3-year-old, man. 3-year-old. Let's see how much gets wasted.
You say 13. I'll be back. 12.
Ray,
I thought you wanted to go around and get everybody's worst song.
Ray, well, I know, but Ray said
Robert's being really slow answering though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ray said he knew what I would choose. What do you think it was?
Don't say it.
I got it wrong.
I know.
say it.
What was it? What did you think?
Don't say it yet.
You say it.
Let's wait till everybody goes around.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
I apologize for jumping the ship.
It's okay. I'll forgive you.
It's okay. Nobody's watching anyhow.
Yeah.
Nice set though.
Ooh,
Well, how about Alan?
Yes, Alan.
I would go with Any Time at All.
and what number?
Trying to shock.
And best song on the album?
No, worst.
Oh, what?
Whoa!
Wow.
What?
The opposite.
Anytime at all? Seriously?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Great. All right. Well, how about Doc and Richard? Give you enough time to look up the album.
Most peculiar.
Probably a John song. Probably a John song.
They're all John songs. It's John's album most of them. Except for a couple.
I just said that to mess with you. So, I didn't even look up the album. So
All right.
I don't.
I think
I can
Doc's
tell you
gonna
what my. I
do it.
can tell you what my.
you're
I can
null
tell
and
you my
void
two
then.
my two favorites on the album are "If I Fell" and "Tell Me Why." Those are my two favorites.
Those are John songs.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Not tell me who.
Can't tell me.
Tell me
I've never seen that
who.
air. I've never seen that air, Alan. I've seen the I Cry Instead air, but I've never seen the Tell Me Who.
Yeah,
You
I
want, you want me to pick the worst song off of this?
yes.
Yeah, go on.
Tell me what the
Yeah,
songs
yeah.
are, and then I'll tell you what I think is the worst one or my least favorite.
Oh my gosh, just to pick the worst song.
It's
Yeah, but
impossible.
if you don't know them all, Macamania, how can you give a fair assessment?
Sounds like
I
that's
know
what I
every
say about
single song on the
93
album.
and
But it's
What's
like
My
I
Name.
can't think of the songs in my head. Like,
I had to look it up. I don't remember every day.
yeah, I mean, come on. There's 14 songs on there. I'm supposed to remember it all. And like,
Well, look it up while Doc's
It's easy to
thinking.
remember when
Yeah,
you're
I did,
being
Home.
fanatical
Go
for.
ahead, Doc.
It's hard.
Oh, you.
Oh, here
What
we
least
go.
favorite?
Just
Least
for
favorite?
just for the worst song,
Least favorite.
I'm torn between "And I Love Her" and "Tell Me Why."
And I love her. Anyway.
What? That's one of my favorites on it.
where's my
Well,
damn?
anyway,
Where's
so
my
Ray, it
dog
looks
head?
to me, Ray, that your theory is completely wrong.
Well, yeah, I was a bit skewed on my.
Unless, of course,
Okay, here I'm gonna tell you my
Well, the
favorite
outcome.
songs.
Richard,
On.
now, in order to please you, Richard's going to look for titles that haven't been mentioned yet as his least favorite.
Yeah.
What do you honestly think is your least favorite of those songs when you see them?
Yeah, I'm
I
going
thought,
to
people,
do
I thought people would agree with me with any time at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
no,
going
I
to
can
do
guarantee you nobody's going to agree with you. I don't love it as much as everybody seems to, but
I'll put that in the middle.
I loved it more when I was younger.
Channel, and I'm going to see but look at the songs.
Come on, man.
I'm
Come on,
gonna put
man.
all 14 at number one.
Peace and love, man. I gotta go do
I haven't listened to this. I haven't
Oh,
listened to Hard Day's
You're
Night.
like that sloth on Zootopia.
Robert's going.
Yeah, Robert's leaving.
Thank you, Robert.
See ya.
Trouble.
Later,
Bye,
man.
Robert. Have a good one, Robert. Drive safe. Drive
Bye.
safe.
I gotta go clean the snow off. I got like 200 feet this way and 100 feet this way and 300 feet that way. I've got a long driveway.
I hear that.
Duty.
It'll
got
take
some
me
work to
45
do.
minutes, and then I gotta get my grandson and go to the airport, which is not
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
It's another hour trip to the airport and back. I mean, hour there, hour back. So I won't be back till 6:30. I'll see you guys later.
You have a
Take
good
All
it
right.
easy.
You have a nice day.
Later.
Bye. Okay, let's see what we.
Come on, Richard.
I got it up. Okay. I'm looking through them.
You never know it.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
All right.
This is an awfully hard rank. Oh, that's tough. I can't.
It should know better. That's my.
I should have
Should
known
know
better.
better is my favorite. Should know better. That's one of my favorites.
Well, what we want to know your least favorite out of all of them.
I'm looking. This is hard.
See, right away, Alan comes on anytime at all.
You know what? I don't have a least. I can't really pick a least favorite.
Oh, that old thing.
I looked on the. I'm looking at the track, and it's like I think every
I love
one
every
is
song
good.
on there. I love every song. But the thing is,
I know. I can't pick another favorite.
Well, there's got to be a least
If I have to
favorite.
pick one, all right. If I had to pick one, I'll cry instead. Like little.
Good man, Richard. Good man.
That's one of the least.
What?
And I'm just burnt out on a
There
hard
you
day.
go. Nobody said when I get home, Ray. Not one person.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
love when I
Malcolm-
get home.
Richie's just put his finger on the page anywhere. He didn't care which song it was, did you?
He was looking for a song that nobody mentioned. I told you, I know him. But
which one did you pick?
I could have said a hard day's night, but I figured I would.
you know what? For you, I could see you saying a hard day's night. Anybody who would say a day in the life is terrible, you got to say a hard day's night.
I would have said a hard day's night.
It's just overplayed. Just played. You know, that's the whole problem. It's what you call when we do these things. It's what you call fatigue or song
Okay,
fatigue.
there we go. A hard day's night is my least favorite song on a hard day's night because I've just heard it so many.
Oh my god!
Because I've just heard it so many damn times. I mean, I've heard it
It's
so.
like me picking yesterday as the worst, least favorite song. I think it's going to happen too when we get to help. No, it's going to be Act Naturally for sure. But
I love Act Naturally.
I love it too. That's always what happens when you do these things. People go, "Oh, I love that. I love it too," but it's my least.
Especially
Do you
with
remember
Paul playing it every damn time he does a concert now. I mean, the Hard Day's Night is just kind of.
Shea Stadium,
How dare he
and they
open his
speeded up
concert?
Ringo?
Brian Boru says, "I'll cry instead." Sounds like Lennon doing an impression of Dylan doing an impression of Elvis.
But I'm giving you like a little preview here. I am picking "I'll Cry Instead" as the last song for me, but there's a reason for it that I'm going to work out. That I'll get off the hook pretty easy.
I'll go Hard Days. I'll go Hard Day's Night, and then I'll Cry Instead. It's my two least favorites.
This is going to give me a headache. Ugh.
Yeah, it's tough. Oh, this is a tough one. Getting a top 4 or 5 on it is.
Hey, you're
There we
going
are.
Again.
Hey!
Now you better mind your manners, Mr. Mayo.
Have you turned
We've
the
got a sophisticated
have you turned the
European
calendar
company.
upside down, Doc?
Oh,
It's
Jorgen's
not Sunday
okay. Don't
today.
worry about him.
Am I upside down?
Have you turned the calendar upside down?
Anyway, I think I'm going to go on that right now.
Well,
Now,
see,
Sunday? Wow.
Bit rude,
Jorgen
isn't it?
came on, so you're going to go.
no, I love Jorgen. It's no problem.
I know.
I don't have any issues with Jorgen. Jorgen's a great guy.
Jorgen is alive! Yes.
Yeah. But
I don't know why everybody
Jorgen, Joe,
that
Alan.
everybody's assuming that I'm dead. That
Take
was
care,
actually
Richard.
last night.
See you.
Rachel.
Bye, Ray. Bye, Doc. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hi, Richard.
Say goodbye.
Ooh.
Whoa.
And then-
I was actually at Rachel's last night, so I don't know what. It's like I was at Macca's stream last night, and everybody kept saying, "Oh, you're alive." I was at Rachel's last afternoon.
Oh.
Oh,
The Rachel's
like,
become the real sensation of live chats now.
oh, yeah.
Wham, brother Brian.
Oh, Brother
She's
Brian.
like the queen of chats, for sure. Like, she can have like 12 people up there. Like, holy cow, you really got it going.
But you must have taken the wrong day, Doc. It's not Sunday today.
Well, yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I thought everybody's going to be out with their significant others. So I didn't even bother.
Well, I said on my chat earlier, here's the thing, for those who weren't here. When you're alone, there's nothing you want more than to not be alone, to have somebody, right?
Mhm.
I was sitting on that couch yesterday, happy with. I love Mrs. Mayo. You know, we're sitting there, but I got to tell you, I wanted to go on the stream so bad, live stream, and I'm like, if it was the other way around, you know, I'd be like, oh man, I can't just sit on here all the time. I got, I want somebody in my life. So you can't, you want the best of both worlds, is what you want. And we pretty much have that. We do, you do your thing, I do my thing. We come out once in a while. Hey, I love you here, and that kind of stuff. Then we, get together, watch some TV, have some dinner. We balance it.
Jorgen isn't 50 yet.
Your best friend.
Well, Mr. Mayo, I have to draw the line when it comes to watching soppy, girly films and shit. I will not watch Sex in the City or nothing like that.
Oh, and that's what my girlfriend loves. That's her. We watched a movie, but it wasn't bad. It was a Woody Allen movie. She hates Woody Allen. She can't stand Woody Allen. But she found the movie the other day that she watched. She didn't know it was directed by Woody Allen. See, it was what's the name? It was only 5 years old now. 6. Oh God, something about midnight. Not Midnight in Paris. Not that one. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Jeez, it was
Tango in Paris.
so much for that. But she doesn't like Woody Allen being in the movie. I do, But this was a little romance thing. But I could handle it because it was. But she lives on that Hallmark channel. Oh God. Oh.
Now listen, some of them films is good though. Some of them are.
Really?
I mean, you think to yourself, God, these have only got about a 2 million budget, and like they're trying really hard to sort of bring Germany into your house or whatever, and you think, well, uniforms aren't quite right, but it's they're telling a story, and if you switch your brain off, and also Jane Seymour's in loads of them.
Oh really?
So, yeah, what am I going to do?
I was talking before about Gilligan's Island, which I never really liked. Even though I love old TV, I never got into that show for some reason. But I'm the only guy I know in the world that picks Ginger over Marianne. Anybody here?
Marianne.
Never seen it.
Marianne.
Yeah, but if you're just bending her over the sink.
Now you got it.
Yeah.
There was an episode that was on there. Some surfer or something, a muscle man
Oh,
surfer.
yeah, the surfer that hits the island, yeah.
And they're both spread out. They both got their bathing suits on, and they're trying to impress him. The two girls. Ginger's like, you guys got a better butt. Depends on what you like. I like them taller, and my girlfriend's like 5'1".
Well, there you go.
But
Well, she's more like Marianne then.
yeah, she's more petite. Yeah. But there was a line in there. It was something about what'd she say about you're not the kind of girl you want to bring home to mother or something. Somebody said to Ginger, I thought there was a line, something like that. Something to that effect. And I thought, that's the problem. People want to marry Marianne,
Yeah. Well, she's like the young innocent type, where Ginger is like, oh, there's no way I'd ever have that.
And what Ray said is how I look at it. I'm not looking for like settling down when I watch those two.
He doesn't have to worry. He's got those vicious cats.
Just want to have a good time for one night.
Well, I'm just starting to watch Petticoat Junction here.
Oh, that was my first crush that's how I knew when I was a boy I was straight.
But I mean, nobody ever talks about choose between the three sisters.
I used to all the time as a kid. I couldn't make up my mind.
I thought it was easy. I took the brunette.
That's what I did when I was a kid. I liked brunettes.
But it's funny, like that was back then when I was watching it. I hadn't seen it for like 50 years or whatever. I'm watching it now. It's got the first brunette. It's like trying to tell the difference between Pat Priest and Beverly Owen.
Beverly Owen.
Okay, but like back then, I didn't know there was a change.
Right. That was a very good change they made there.
Yeah. You could barely tell the difference.
Yeah, I didn't tell the difference until later. But now I'm watching Petticoat Junction, where the blonde and brunette are like the first versions, and the brunette.
What's he talking about?
Petticoat.
Alan,
Okay.
what's best for you?
But the brunette on here is Pat Woodall. Now, the one that came later is Laurie Saunders.
Right, that's the one I grew up on.
I prefer Laurie Saunders over this one. Now that I know the difference, I can tell the difference. I'll take Laurie Saunders.
Come on, when you're a kid and you're watching, you're like 7 years old or something. You watch that water tower, and they like throw their dresses, underwear over the thing, and they they lean on. I'm like, oh man, that's
funny that you bring the monsters up. I was just going to start watching this one tonight.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I went through all those not too long ago. I went through the whole thing. There were only 70 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's over 2 years, so that's a pretty heavy schedule.
Yeah, that's just true.
Yeah. But I got the monsters over there too. I don't know if I want to run and get it, but I watched a YouTube thing this morning that it said the Monsters theme extended version, and I went, I didn't know there was such a thing. Well, I better click and check this, and it played, and it ended like it usually does. I went, well, you're saying it's the extended version. He started it up again. He played it twice. So like that's not the extended
That's
version.
not the same. That's not.
No, he just played the same song twice.
Noises again.
Oh no.
It was quiet for half an hour. Took a break.
He's gone to get his bits.
Yeah, I have. Brian's never heard of Petticoat Junction.
Well, just go online and watch the intro.
Yeah, that's
that
what
water tower. But that's what's funny now. I'm looking at these girls. Well, they're not the best one. I don't think these two are the best. The brunette and the blonde aren't the better ones. But you know what's interesting? When I was a kid, I never really went for the redhead, and now she's my favorite. I don't know why.
And that's the producer's daughter.
Linda K. Henning.
Yeah, she stayed with the thing they can't fire her. She's the producer's daughter. Yeah.
There's a little hotel called the Shady Rest at the Junction.
Yeah,
Petticoat Junction.
But now that I know the difference, I can tell the difference.
It is run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the Junction. Petticoat Junction.
She's like the brunette is not bad looking, but
Of course not. Come on.
But the Lori Saunders.
That girl, the girl in the front on the lower left with the paws doesn't look too good.
And Benji, yeah.
Hey, Doc, are you going to show your pre-code cartoons?
My pre-code
That
cartoon.
noise again.
Hello, Vinyl Dale. Hello.
Oh, hello, Vinyl Dale.
Yeah.
Hello.
Let him on his English.
So I was thinking of making a video saying like, so which of the Petticoat Junction girls do you prefer?
That's really tough. I like Meredith McRae too. That's Sheila McRae's daughter, isn't it?
At
The end, the blonde at the very near the end.
The end. Yeah. Was it like the Beverly Hillbillies? Kind of. A little more less goofy.
Down at Douglas.
Hillbilly-ish.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Meredith McRae. She was near the end. This one here is Janine Riley.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah, and somewhere in the middle there
I'll
was.
go fetch a beer while he's talking about this.
Yeah, I think you're boring
Rubbish.
everybody else.
Oh, okay.
Well, except for the girls part. But I think that you played one on that I never saw before. The one with the Beatles type thing on there.
Oh yeah. That's the second season one.
I forget, did they actually mention the Beatles in it or not?
I believe they did.
Yeah.
But that one got flagged for copyright content because they played the Beatles. So,
Excuse me a minute, guys. Hold on.
uh-oh. Give them hell.
What the hell are you doing up there?
Oh, living is bad. Oh,
I know your problem, Joe. I had the neighbor upstairs that before played techno on the highest level on the stereo, and it was going down when I'm trying to take a nap in the afternoon.
Yeah, this is something. It's like it's a rumbling. It's a weird rumbling, and sometimes it sounds like it's a car. Like, rumble, 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 and I'm like, what the hell is it? Like you're rolling a desk.
I was going to say they don't have a dryer upstairs, right?
No,
No.
not that I know of.
you used to think they were moving furniture.
But now I'm hearing like a.
Maybe they have a mini. Maybe they have a mini dryer.
It's a new thing, only a couple of days ago, but geez.
You just got it for Christmas.
And it's got to be this room, It's got to be. But I wouldn't want it in the living room when I'm watching TV, and I wouldn't want it in the master bedroom. But this is my hangout room, This is my man.
He opened the garage right on top of you.
That's the man cave.
But down below me is the laundry room for the whole place. So I got the laundry room below me. I've got the neighbor upstairs. The bathroom is behind, like the pipes are behind this bookcase, and out here's the railroad comes by. So it's like I'm covered from every one, and the kitchen sink is here, like behind, the wall here. So if she's for washing dishes or anything, it's the worst place to listen to music, which is why I never do.
And that's why he listens to music in the car, people.
Yep, in the car. But this could easily stop. If this keeps going on, I will play music loud. I will. If I got to combat that thing.
And it's not like they're up there going like, that stinking guy is playing music again.
Yeah, well, I try to be fair.
It one more time.
Hey, look, don't get me wrong. I'm fair. I don't want them. I don't want to bother anybody either. I don't want
You
them. I
should
don't
be
want
up there. You should be up there smoking with him.
Well, you know that story. He hasn't done that in a long time. But no, I ain't smelling that skunk stuff. You know that, Ray, right? It's like, it smells like skunk, man. Or is it one of those things that you get so used to it, you don't mind, you like the smell? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it could be.
Well, what's wrong with that smell?
It smells like skunk. Dead skunk.
It smells like Ringo's book.
I'll tell you what, I bet.
Is Ringo's book still smell, Joe?
I didn't try it. I should go over there and give it a sniff.
You know what you should do? Put that in a big plastic bag with a lot of baby powder, and maybe I'll get rid of it.
Yeah, well, they told me one good suggestion. Somebody said put it in a box or something with baking soda, like you put in your refrigerator to get rid of the odors, and you put it in there and close it up, and then take it. It'll it'll absorb all the odor. But I think it's just ink. I think it's like a strong ink. It's just terrible.
Well,
They
whatever.
use horrible paper.
Here.
I don't. I was gonna get it and give it a sniff, but I
No
don't know about
expense spared by Ringo.
Yeah, Ringo. Well, yeah, give me $450 for a.
How much did you pay for it?
Oh, it was like $39.99. But what happened was, well, it was from England.
Mhm.
It wound up being $60, $65 with the shipping. That was the catch. I didn't mind spending the $39.99, but if you wanted the autograph, it was $450, which I didn't get.
You know what's disappointing when Ringo, last signed his autograph. It'd be nice if he wrote Star. He just writes Ringo.
Yeah, I have a star. Well, I got mine off eBay, and I got mine off eBay in the year 2000. So I think it's pretty authentic.
Well, that's good that you have a Star.
Yeah, I'd rather have it with the star. Yeah.
I think that's pretty much regular.
Maybe his hand gets a bit tired these days.
Yeah, he's got a tough life. You have to understand, Ray. He's got a very tough life.
Well, it's quite a nice autograph as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. Is that the one on Blast from the Past?
Of mine?
No, Ringo's autograph. I think it's got it on the album cover or something.
Well, I have it. I have it on a Stop and Smell the Roses.
What, the real thing?
Yeah, I should get. Well, I don't want to take
What's
it
it
down.
say, Ringo or Ringo Starr?
It was Ringo Starr.
You got collectible stuff then.
Yeah. Well, it looks. These autographs. After a while, you can tell a fake. This is it. I remember another reason why it came with a certificate of authenticity. Not that means anything, because if you look at the photo that I have when I'm next to Macca, he's signing an autograph for a little kid. That
You
turned
could
out
make out that's yours, and then you could.
Exactly. So
No, not anymore though. Not anymore.
It doesn't always mean that it's authentic. Like I say, here he is signing this autograph for me, but it's not. But with the Ringo one, besides the certificate of authenticity when I got it off eBay, the reason I gave it a chance was he did a radio show called Rockline in 1981. It was a call-in radio show. It used to be on. Fans used to call in, and I remember Stop and Smell the Roses. It was a new album, and he said, he goes, we're going to give away 50 albums of these albums. So, the first 50 callers or whatever it is. And he goes, I'll tell you what. He says, I'll sign the 50. He said, oh, well, great. So I thought maybe it's one of those, it gave me more of an incentive. So I figure it is.
Wow.
It's a nice autograph.
The statistics for signed Beatle albums, though, are very poor. Something like 90% were done by the roadies and that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Beatles. It's tough. I wouldn't want to get a Beatles autograph because I wouldn't know if it's real or not. It's tough. Unless, of course, like I remember.
Well, would you want to do it at the end of the day, or would you say sign these lot?
What, sign them? You mean me? I'm mixed up.
Yeah, if you was Paul McCartney at the end of the day.
Yeah. Oh, sure, I could imagine that. Yeah. Well, you can't keep up. I imagine after a while, you can't keep up anyway. Everybody wants every last person.
Are there any video? Did anybody make any videos where they actually purchased a McCartney 3 with an actual autograph?
There was somebody online that showed a picture of one of them, and I haven't heard anything since.
Because I wonder if that's real facts that he actually.
Well, supposedly somewhere on Facebook, somebody posted a picture inside like 10 copies of McCartney 3. I know Ray loves this stuff. Inside like 10 copies, there's like I think they call it a slick, right? Like an album, another picture of the album, like a slick that goes inside the sleeve, and if you take it out, it's signed by Paul. And it says it comes with a paper. Says what you have here is indeed an authentic Paul McCartney autograph. And supposedly there were 10 of them, or something, in America. 10 of them, or something like that. I only live in one.
So that way, you cover it with the slick, you wouldn't know that you were getting the copy that everyone else is after.
Yeah. So I see Ray's going to town now. I can hear it.
Is
I've really got nothing to say about that album, and I'll tell you something else. Andrew Dixon didn't like it as much as Egypt Station.
Oh, I like it better than Egypt Station.
Yeah, see, this is another thing where there's disagreement.
Yeah, that's fine.
I say they're both crap.
Well, like I said, I believe that you have to do that. I don't want to make it sound like you're just making it up, but that's your thing. That's your thing. Like if an album came out, the next album, and you said, I got to be honest, would you honestly say, I got to tell you, folks, I was ready to trash this, but I actually liked it. Would you say that?
Well, listen, right, you're kidding yourself. That's the problem. No, listen. When was the last time? When I got a good album in my head, I'll go back to it all the time. I'll download it. I'll get it at work. It's there. I bet you haven't listened to Egypt Station since the first couple of months, have you?
Well, in that case, I haven't listened to it. This is true. Since 2018, because I played it about 12 times then, and this one same time. The more I hear McCartney 3, the more I like it. And no, I'm overdosed on McCartney 3, for example, right now. Definitely overdosed on it. So I'm going to wait a while. And,
me too.
There's nothing.
The last time I listened to Egypt Station was probably 2019, I would think.
Yeah, well, there's lots of other things to do too, and
Yeah, but I'll bet you had chance.
Who actually doesn't like the album, but still have to listen to reviews of it every.
But look,
sorry, Jorgen. Sorry.
We also overdosed.
And I'll bet you go back to Band on the Run in the last year or so. But you'll never go back.
No,
you'll never go back to Egypt Station.
No, I'll go back to Egypt Station before I go to Band on the Run, only because for me, being a fan of the Beatles and the solo Beatles, I tend to get bored of the same stuff. That's why I always say I don't even have the Beatles channel on Sirius XM, because I don't want to hear the catalog over and over. I can go 6 months, 7 months without listening to a Beatles album, but I would rather, like I grabbed Somewhere in England the other day, like I said, from Harrison. I grabbed that instead of grabbing All Things Must Pass, instead of grabbing Cloud 9 or whatever I like, something different, So I go for the more unusual when it comes to solo Beatles, usually, honestly. But, yeah. But I would tell you if it sucks. I didn't like Driving Rain, and, in 2001.
I don't think many people did anyway.
Yeah, that's a forgotten record, that's for sure.
We're going to do a show on that eventually, and when we do, I've heard a few songs since then that I thought this wasn't as bad as I remembered. So now if I start saying, it wasn't as bad, but too bad you didn't get to see the show with extra texture, because I was ready to rip that one a new ass. Excuse me, asshole. But the thing is,
you know what? That was God's intervention, I think.
You saw that, right?
I was looking forward to that as well. I thought, let's see what Kenny Loggins says.
Yeah, what that? Well, you're right.
Until they would have been on the floor, dying.
I think something happened. I think I said it was the George Harrison's ghost, because I was ready.
Listen, there's worse than that. Gontropo is appalling.
Yeah, those two are my the bottom.
Brainwashed. Although that's not the album.
I like Brainwashed. I think it's a little long.
33 and a third.
To the water.
33 and a third is one of his best albums.
Who?
Bang zoom.
Get you.
Honestly, Mr. Mayo, if you be smoking something, you just take that as a pinch of salt.
Well, you see, yeah, but no. I'm mostly playing it up here. But the thing is, I don't eat that stuff. I don't eat it. Never did. I have my music. I have my movies.
Oh, but listen, this is how you would like it. If you make, because sometimes we play tricks on people, like we say, we bought some cakes in today, and a little bit of a sprinkle in there, and before you know it, they're all saying, hey, take the rest of the day off.
That's a King of Queens episode. Douglas, those will hit you in about 15 minutes. He puts,
yeah. Once it's hit, you think, well, hey, and that way you won't have to take this filthy smoke.
Yeah, I don't get it. No, I don't get it.
Yeah, but now that pot is legal here, I can't wait till summer.
Ooh,
We can grow our own.
No
nice.
way. I think that's a whole controversial subject. I wish it wasn't, but that's a whole other. Of course, I don't smoke, but the thing is, I don't need to smell it everywhere I go.
You'd tear down your crocs, he would.
The whole undercarriage just stink. Yeah.
I don't need a bunch of potheads. They were on the road, driving and stuff.
Welcome to
Yeah,
my latest video.
Mr. Mayo, you're just believing propaganda. You know what those
I
people
know.
are saying? Guess what? They're not causing crime. They're not upsetting people. They're just being annoying in their own homes, usually.
I know it's propaganda. It's like those old 1950s movies
Yeah,
about
you're like that Reefer Madness,
reefer man.
the
Well, no, I know.
producer of that.
They're exaggerating. They really go off the rails. Those are really exaggerated. I don't think it's that bad, but I've seen
There's
people.
a lot of truth in it, though.
I
There's
had
a lot of truth in
a
that.
boss many years ago that used to smoke regularly. You could tell what he was. He was like it on himself when he was smoking. I could tell.
Hey, all you do, you smoke and you get the munchies.
There
Yeah.
you go. I'm gonna get.
Yeah, that pizza
so
tastes
fat.
much better.
You know why I
In fact,
enjoy
6
having.
pizzas taste much better.
You know why I enjoy having Mr. Major here? Because I am no longer the darkest one here in the room.
Oh, is that a little better?
Go!
Yeah, I was using just how much light in here.
I just got my blinds open. That's my light.
Yeah, I have a little blinds, but most of my blinds are. I can't turn this camera around. Most of them on the windowsill over here. I got old posters and displays and things covering all the blinds, but I have a little tiny portion with nothing at the end. If I open
I'm in my living room.
Oh, you got it made.
The whole place is my living room.
Beatles music improved when they smoked pot. Yeah, well, those are not hard. That's not hard drugs. But the Beatles themselves, Ringo said they were good shit when he was stoned.
But Bono needs to smoke pot because YouTube's last albums were bad.
I've heard very little from YouTube's last albums, but it can't be worse than what was on a hit chart.
Doesn't get airplay anymore here.
Oh, Bono's such a wanker.
So some bands, they just fall out of favor. Like, oh, they got a new album out, so
Exactly.
we'll play The Weeknd instead.
Weekend.
The Weeknd.
Morgan, what would you say is the worst song on a hard day's night?
He's not familiar with the album.
To be honest, I know one song on that album, and that is the title track. And my life.
Now he's frozen.
Forget it. When I Get Home is one of the, if not the single most underrated song in the entire Beatle catalog.
Hated.
But you got to consider, first of all, John's got a rip-roaring vocal. You can't take that from him. Would you agree? Would you agree on that? His vocal.
No.
No?
No, it's no good because, you remember Anastasia, whatever her name was. Now, she had a good voice, but she did 3 or 4 songs and they all sounded the same. And you thought, yeah. Same with Mariah Carey. She all sounded the same after a bit. Yeah.
Saying that Anastasia had a great voice.
Well, there's not one
it was
Beatles
unique.
song. There's not one Beatles song
unique.
not one Beatles song that starts with whoa, whoa, I. Not
No,
one.
it's just like they've sort of reversed one of the other songs on the album. And there's also an annoying cowbell in that album, which is really bugging me. But it's worse than
that has a cowbell on it.
Nothing wrong with cowbell. What are you talking about?
No, it's very
Everybody
distressing.
needs more cowbell.
Yeah,
We don't need more cowbell, and
I
it
agree.
sounds really bored.
I'm not big on the cowbell myself either. But there are versions of You Can't Do That where you don't hear the damn cowbell as loud, I gotta say.
Give it to me.
But When I Get Home doesn't have a cowbell in it that I know of.
No, but you know what? Just the expression when the cows get home.
You see, that's it. I know it. It comes down to that one line. That's what it is. I know
but you say, it's a saying. It's like dustbin lid gets forgiven because this isn't even true. It's dustbin lid is not a saying. Some idiot. No, listen. Some idiot. This is historical fact because I was there.
Well, you're British.
Somebody wrote to complain about dustbin lid to the Beatles Monthly magazine, in 1983.
Right.
And somebody answered and said, "Oh, well, in Liverpool, it's rhyming slang. They don't have rhyming slang in Liverpool. That's London, right?"
Well, yeah.
They said "stupid kid," and it's somehow it's managed to, filter through other people like John Heaton. He must have read the same column
Well,
as
that's
me.
interesting because they said that on. I don't know if you ever watched Two Legs. I don't want to. Well, send you over there, but anyway, the Two Legs podcast where Tom Hunyadi and Andy Nichols mentioned that too. Stupid kid or dumb kid or something like that, and that's what I came to learn. So if you're telling me that's the origin of it, that it's not true.
Yeah, it's a Jasper Carrot story here. Mythbusters.
That's a Jasper Carrot. Well, anyway, why would he literally write "dustbin lid"?
Because he's stupid.
Unless it means, I used to think before I heard about the little kid thing, I used to think it meant like I was closed off to it. Like I didn't want to know. I was closed.
It probably was something like that.
I'm closed like a dustbin lid. I didn't want to hear you. So that works too, by the way.
I have two questions here from that I would like to respond to. Indie Disc asked what the worst song of Music for the Masses by Depeche Mode is. I don't think that Depeche Mode had done a worst song, but if you want to name one that is a little bit lower than the other one, maybe I could say Pimp then, because that one is a little bit stranger. But I don't dislike it. I think it's a good song, but it may not reach as high as the other one. Vinyl Dale wants to know if I played Roxy Music Avalon album yet. No, I haven't done that yet today.
Then why are you here? You should be playing it.
Okay, see you next week.
It's a joke.
Thanks for coming.
It's a bloody joke, isn't it?
It's only going to take 30 minutes. It'll, they're played during summer.
Personal Jesus. I don't really
No,
know
that one is not on my Music for the Masses.
But I know my ex-wife used to love Depeche Mode. And Dead or Alive.
What, you spin me right round? Like
That's a great song. I love that song.
Actually, Youthquake by Depeche Mode is a really underrated album. It's a great one.
Youthquake is Depeche Mode or Dead or Alive?
Dead or Alive.
Oh, okay. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby. I love that song.
In too deep.
I love that.
I don't know.
Yes.
He was here very early. He's another Depeche Mode person.
Who?
Steve Schnee.
Stephen Schnee.
Yeah. He was the first one to arrive and the first one to leave.
I met him last night on Rachel's stream, and he was in the Peanut Gallery. We talked about doing a stream together with Talking 80s.
Ooh, wow.
Or I guess he'd do a stream with me as a guest. But
Yeah. Now that I have this capability, I'm trying to get ideas down and guests and things for regular shows. Trying to figure things out, There's a whole internet open, the whole world.
Yeah, listen, Mr. Mayo, because you're a personal friend of this man, and he intrigues me. So, is there a possibility that you could get Kenny Loggins on and question him, like mercilessly question him?
Take him to the danger zone.
Or do you think it might destroy him completely?
About what things you mean? Like,
well, just like, putting him on the spot about the Beatles or the solo careers and all this kind of stuff, because he's got terrible taste.
Yeah.
Well,
he was complaining about Band on the Run.
We've been toying with the idea of doing ranking shows, which would drive him a little crazy, I think. But he said he was willing to do it, but because he likes everything, so it's hard to. I can't imagine. And I've told him this. It's
How can you have a reasonable debate with somebody like that? It's impossible, isn't it? Even you, Doc, and you always, I got the album and I like it.
I couldn't even figure out my least favorite.
There's nothing bad on that out. That's the thing that I go out and spoil. Look, the Beatles are unique in that. You got to give them that, Ray. I can't forget I said that. I've seen your videos.
Mr. Mayo, this is the only album I haven't reviewed, but it is a very interesting album, and I think this should have represented Beatlemania rather than that dreadful With the Beatles. And watching that thing the other day just reminded me how dull it was.
I can't take that seriously. I just can't.
No, I know you like it, but you know, and I
Everybody likes
understand
it.
why he likes it, but
It's not maybe not everybody's number one, but nobody hates that album. Come on, you're crazy.
It's just
well,
foolish.
I bet you all the kids these days would say, nah.
All the kids? I don't know about all
Yeah.
the kids. I don't know. Most of them would say yeah, but there's always enough in the non-yeah section to keep it going every generation.
Hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what, I bet you're a lot more excited. You see, this is where you're kidding yourself again. I bet you're a lot more excited about reviewing The Hard Day's Night with those other two characters than you was about with the Beatles. They all looked fucked off about it. And they was all saying, oh, yeah, this is my favourite. And what a terrible number one Beatle Brad chose, eh? What a nutter.
I was surprised, but as I said though, and I meant it, I was like, wow, to see it's different, isn't it? I mean, to see somebody pick a song like that is more interesting than
Yeah,
picking.
but he's got Beatles twirling round his head full time, so God knows where it's going to end up.
Oh boy. Yeah, well, yeah, the next album's harder to do. I mean, it's a better album than the next one. I mean, better. Ha! It's hard to say because they go from good to great. I stand by that.
I don't know. I'm still puzzled over it. I can't do it.
Oh, you can do it. You can do it.
You can do it.
No,
You can do it.
It is really tough. I like everything on here. What the heck?
I like every song except Anytime at All.
Oh man, that's amazing to me. But see, that's what's beautiful about this, So.
Yep.
Do you know why I like Anytime at All, Alan C Records? Because one of the first albums I got was a real cheap bastard called Rock and Roll Music, but it was split into two by this point.
Yeah.
And it was on MFP label. Now, I couldn't afford Beatle albums all the time, but I got this one. It was Rock and Roll Music Part 2, and it starts off with Revolution. Yes. And then side 2 starts off with Anytime at All, and it's got The Night Before. So I'm thinking, well, this is cheap music, but it's good music. Because I got the first one as well, when I'm not so keen on that. It's got all the roll over Beethoven and all that shit. So, it's good stuff.
You think roll over Beethoven is shit?
I don't
know, but really,
honestly,
in my opinion, the second album's better. It's got much more Lennon McCartney stuff on, but the Twist and Shout Saw Her Standing There hold the first album together. Because it's if you want to call it rock and roll, I suppose it's as rock and roll as you're going to get without, playing their really important hits.
I call them pop rock, and I'm happy with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they started off rocky and then got kind of poppy, so they're poppy rocky.
Pop rocks.
Yeah. It was kind of reminded me of like one of my friends, when I said, "Hey, don't you ever watch me on YouTube? You're a buddy." He said, "I've tried to watch you, but all you talk is that Beatles shit."
Yeah, I know. I mean, believe me, I don't mind talking about other things.
No, but I mean, like,
what's stopping you?
I'm eating cereal this morning. What's wrong with that? But all you want to do is
let's face it. You see, this is the thing nobody wants to admit. Everybody, good, bad, or indifferent. Well, not everybody, but the conversation always goes back to them. Always, even today. It's like it frustrates so many people. I know. They want to, let's talk about, I don't know. I always say squirrel nut zippers because it's a funny name, but I don't know. Let's talk about Alabama Shakes. You'll talk about Alabama Shakes for 35 seconds, and you'll be right back to Beatles or something else.
I have a couple of videos I want to work on that have nothing to do with the Beatles coming up. Zero.
No.
Correct.
Yep.
I can see that.
Wow.
If you go to my channel, you can count the amount of time that I mentioned the Beatles in.
I'm sure. Yes, I'm thinking of you as I was saying that, Jorgen. Yes, I was thinking of you. Yes, indeed. Of course, they're out there. Sure, there were exceptions.
Oh, Stephen Schnee's here, musical expert. Watch this man's channel because he knows everything about the 80s.
Yes, indeed.
80s.
And I've heard Stephen Schnee at some point say, I'm paraphrasing again, something to the effect of if I was to talk about nothing but the Beatles all the time, then I get a lot of hits or something like that. So I understand what he's saying, but not everybody does. I mean, there's people who talk about Beatles don't get a lot of hits.
True. Hey, Alan.
Do you think though Beetle Brad goes home some days and he puts on the
There you
computer
go.
and he wants to talk
That's
about
it.
flower
That's my
arrangement?
video. Thanks for watching.
I saw it.
I didn't get all of that, Ray. I didn't, about
I was just saying, well, you yourself, I mean, do you get home and you think, oh, do you know what? I think I want to talk about Pat Benatar's vagina, right?
Of course,
But,
always.
you know, everyone wants to
Always.
ask me about McCartney 3.
No, of course. That's what I say. People get I hope I didn't give that misconception. Like I've
I,
said,
I think Ray have taken the song "Sex as a Weapon" that's a little too deep.
well, yeah, I've done top 10s and top 20s on other people, and there were other people I like to listen to. And as I've said, when it comes to the regular Beatles catalog, I can't stomach them every single day. I don't listen to them every. In fact, the Sirius XM channel, I've given it a go a few times, and I had to cancel it. I said, I can't do this. It's making me hate the Beatles. It
Guess
was.
what? And I'll tell you something else that'll make you hate the Beatles, because even you haven't done this. You know, Andrew Dixon's got that horrific Wings box set, 1971 to 73.
71
so
to
tacky looking.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Well, listen, I wanted to show Groovy Lisa what this box was, and I couldn't. Andrew Dixon didn't come up straight away, but guess who did? Marv. He's the only other person in the world who's got it.
Are you talking about the live one?
I don't think it's live. No, it's got this sort of, you know, the Tony Sheridan album, not the one that's called In the Beginning, but the one that looks like it with the more psychedelic-y background.
I think that's the Live in Europe, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I just thought it was, no, I thought it was the collection of their albums. I don't know.
I think there was a special thing that came out, which I did not get either because it was just too expensive. And
it looked too tacky as well, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's
whatever
horrible.
it was, it did look. If it's what I'm thinking, it was tacky looking. And that, yeah, I'll admit that. Yeah, sure. Well, that's the thing. Like that thing up there where my finger is, right there.
Oh yeah.
That's the joke about my girlfriend. Again, I got to say that, you know, my girlfriend, who supports everything I do, she encourages me to buy things even when I think I shouldn't get it. No, you need that. That's good for you. So she's always doing that. Otherwise, she wouldn't be here because I need somebody supporting her. I would if she discouraged me. Anyway, so the thing is, she was happy for me with all this McCartney 3 stuff, but when I kept looking in the mail every day and the box wasn't here, I kept saying, "What?" McCartney's site took like weeks and weeks. Then it comes, and there's this stupid little white box with 3 dots on. So she's like laughing her ass off because she's saying that's what she expected, this big, beautiful thing. And
Yeah,
it was
well,
a white box with 3 black dots. That's why she was laughing, not because, oh, this guy collects stupid stuff. That's why I took it off because I knew before. Yes, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Well,
I just want to say
let me finish that up. Before I put the video up, I knew people were going to think that, and that's not the case, you know.
Well, let me tell you something. Before Alan C. Records interjectors, right? Your wife one day when she's going to leave you, she's going to tell
wife
your missus, right? She's got to tell you exactly what she reckons about you because I've had it before. I've got two wives that about four proper relationships under my belt, and each time they've left and they've been as pure as Snow White to my face. Oh, we've made this for you. I've ironed this, done this, and come to you and your fucking black and white films, and I fucked your best mate. It's yes. You're going to find out all about that Nelson Eddy bloke she's singing with down the Operatic Society.
I get what you're saying, Ray, but the difference I think here maybe is that she also collects a lot of stuff, not Beatles stuff, but other stuff. So she knows the collector's mentality and stuff. So that's why. I don't know if Mavis is the same.
And you support her too.
Oh, yes, no, she's a very political woman. Very political woman.
Was Alan trying to say something before?
Yeah,
sorry, Alan.
I was going to say that box is little to be desired. It's not a great packaging at all.
Yeah, but still, I think it's cool. So the way I displayed it, McCartney on the top, McCartney 3. It looks nice as a display. I actually think it's fun. I don't have no problem.
It's cool. I have one myself, but I just think it was.
Yeah.
it's chintzy. It's cheap.
Yeah,
It's not,
that's
you
why.
know.
But that's why she was laughing. She didn't know what it was going to look like. She was expecting the really fancy, heavy duty kind of thing, and she gets
Right.
this. So that's why she found hysterical. And I said when she started laughing uncontrollably, I said, "Where's my camera? Don't lose that. That'll be a beautiful video." I'm always thinking like Fellini. There's always like something I could put on a video. So I'm like, "This is," and she kept going. I said, "Keep laughing." So I got the camera going, and we recorded it. I put it up, and I said, to her, I said, "When I put this up, you're gonna get a bunch of boneheads out there that are gonna say, 'Look at this fool.' Even his girlfriend laughs at his nonsense." And that's not really what it was, But so that's it.
I think for the pricing, they should have made it a little thicker. The box.
It's only $24.95 though. $25. I think.
I think it was $31 or whatever.
Well, it depends. What did you get in yours?
Shipping. Well, I got the mask, the CD. That's it.
Oh, you got it with the mask. Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, but that's one of the greatest marketing ideas ever. I love that.
Yeah, it's a good marketing idea. I gotta say.
With the dice and everything, and make the box look like the dice. Like, why not? Like the box might be perhaps maybe it could have been a little better quality cardboard or whatever. But
Right.
Well, I wouldn't want to pay much more than that for them.
yeah, but I still think it looks great.
Yeah, do you know what that looked like? A bagel box.
Yes,
When you go down
exactly.
the bakery.
That's why it was funny. Yeah, because you could put some cannolis in there and.
Mm-hmm.
My wife's Jewish, Alan. She reckons she likes bagels.
Oh, bagels, but
Oh,
they
there
don't
you go.
make them as good where you are as they do here.
With locks.
Well,
Bagels and
she's very she loves the cream cheese and salmon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I like it as well.
Same here.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, should have said that.
What's your favourite bagel, Doc?
Probably just put butter on it.
Ugh. Not coming round your house.
Cinnamon raisin.
Oh no!
I like
no.
everything bagel and egg bagel.
Oh, egg. What about those McDonald bagels? I love them. The egg, bacon, and
Oh,
No,
well,
I'm not talking about an egg flavored bagel is good.
yeah, like powdered egg. Oh, it's
Yep.
delicious.
Oh, but he's going to McDonald's and getting the sandwich.
Mm.
He's talking about a plain old bagel,
Mm.
right?
I love fried chicken as well. I'm a bit of a hillbilly, me. I like the old fried chicken. Don't you, Jorgen?
I never ate them.
Oh, you're a rice man.
Whoa. Jorgen's never.
I think we had. I bought bagel with cinnamon recently, and it was pretty good.
Oh God, what is this cinnamon and raisin bullshit?
No raisin. No raisin.
Certainly not the bagel bunch.
I bought it at my store down. It wasn't on any restaurants.
And they don't-
Jorgen, what's your favourite Depeche Mode?
You mean a song or album?
I want a song right now. Now, go on.
Halo.
Trust you to come up with a pretentious answer.
Halo from Violator.
I know.
Personal
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Listen, I've got nothing to say. That's it. End of question.
What answer did you want?
something I like.
I'm gonna ramble now all the Depeche Mode songs until you say yes.
No, listen, we're miles apart, mate. We might live on the same continent, but not anymore.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's England's getting out of the European Union anyway, so.
Yeah, as they said, it's been nice, but
They're even going to cut off the channel. Like, no, we can't have any Europeans over in Britain anymore. Forget it. Screw that. We're our own country now. You just all piss off now.
yeah, it's terrible round here. Anyway, I can't say any more about that because this is not good for your channel. So I'll talk to Jorgen about The Sound of Music. Did you know my grandmother only went on holiday once in her life abroad? And it was to the set of The Sound of Music. She loved that film. She took my daughter to go and see it at the cinema every year when it was down at the Curzon. And you know what? It's crap. But I was watching it just recently, and I was singing along to it and thinking, God, I'd like to fuck old Julie Andrews. I mean, she's a bit goody two-shoes, but you know she's up for it, don't you? Old Captain Von Trapp, he's got a blonde babe as a girlfriend, and he says no to her. He says, I want the drip. But the drip is full of, you know what she's like. High on a hill was a lonely good.
I actually nothing against musicals. There's really good musicals, but on
some of them, most of them are shit. Actually,
is one of the most overrated musicals ever, in my opinion.
That's all right.
Those things too. I've sat through. Like I went to the movies to see The King and I. Oh my God. Oh, that was rough. I went there for Mrs. Mayo, and I went there to see what's the other one? Meet Me in St. Louis. Meet Me in St. Louis. However, you got to understand, she came with me to see all 5 Planet of the Apes films. So that's, I mean, it's a trade, you know. So and
you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't ever, because I sometimes let. Well, I used to, when I first met my wife, I used to force her to watch Hammer films with me and Universal films. She said she didn't like horror films. She sort of ended up liking Jason just for the fact that it was stupid, but it was, you know, not scary.
Yeah,
but she don't like it. And so now I don't ever force her to watch any war films or anything like that. We're totally segregated.
I got you with that. Yeah, well, she doesn't like horror movies. That's unfortunate. But because
you know, so if by chance, right, say I really did like Paul McCartney, and I'm like Marv, and something's come out. And you're my girlfriend, and I say to you, listen, come to the cinema with me and see Paul McCartney because I don't want to be on my own. I wouldn't do that to you. I'd just go on my own. And she says, where you been all afternoon? So I've just went to see that Paul McCartney film, you know, too fucking embarrassed to talk about it.
Okay, gotcha. No, she's cool with that. She's, you know, she liked the Beatles, but she didn't know as much as she does now, and she's really into it. And I mean, not as much as me.
Well, listen, girls always say, yeah, I like the Beatles, but they're just talking about the 20 greatest hits.
Yeah, well, that's what, but now she's been introduced to a lot more. I mean, her favorite song is Here, There, and Everywhere, which is not one of the 20 greatest hits.
And
you know,
not one of mine.
In the life.
I'm sorry, what is it?
She even likes A Day in the Life.
Yeah, she likes A Day in the Life. Yeah,
sure.
And yeah, so that worked out. But you know, with the horror films, she actually likes some of the Hammer ones because, according to her, because they're period pieces. She likes the costumes and that era. But you know, so
that's why she's stuck on the Hallmark Channel.
Oh, she likes Harry Potter too. Oh.
Well, I'm going to defend Harry Potter because J.K. Rowling's got every right to say what she's got to say without being banned.
Robert P's leaving.
Have a good one, Robert.
Okay, Robert P.
Hope everything goes well.
He's got.
Well, I'm going to say goodbye.
Records, isn't he?
Alan's leaving. Okay.
Alan's leaving. Oh,
I got to grab something. I got to grab something to eat. My stomach's growling.
And I gotta watch the 5 at 5.
Oh, Alan C. Good idea for you.
You got to go get some steel cage match with your
tuna and sweet corn sandwich.
What kind of sandwich, Ray?
Tuna and sweet corn.
Oh, I love tuna.
Go for it.
Yeah, but you got to have a lot of Miracle Whip in it and onions.
No, I don't like. Nope, Hellman's mayonnaise for me.
I know you and everybody else. Well, I like mayonnaise too. That's why I call myself Mayo.
Well,
Miracle Whip is too sweet.
No, listen, Alan C. Records. If you ever can get your hands on it, mix it with salad, Heinz salad cream. You get it in England. Don't know if you get it over there. It's delicious. It's like mayonnaise, but it's got a tang to it.
Oh, well, so does Miracle Whip have a tang to it.
Well, maybe you've got the same kind of thing there.
Peace. Later.
Take it easy.
Ta-ta.
Oh.
Ta-ta.
Hi, Alan.
Bless him. A legend.
Yes. Indeed.
Now,
yeah.
The 4 elite is left.
So, does Harry Potter frighten you?
Frighten me? Oh, It's just not my thing. And can't they make movies anymore that aren't blue or gray, silver gray or blue looking?
I know I don't like all that tingy stuff. I don't like the CGI, and I don't like Harry Potter. And I'll tell you something else. Once I was on this date. I'm sorry, I've been very cruel in my past life, but sometimes I got to be. I'm gutted, Jorgen.
I haven't actually seen Harry Potter, but I've seen the theatrical trailers of it, and it sounds like something that is normal when it comes to those kind of fantasy movies. A whole lot of effects and
no.
a whole little story.
Oh my!
You should be shot on sight for that.
Complete 8-film collection.
I bought her that. I bought her that. She's read the books so many times that they're coming apart, and she's watching every time. I'm telling you, if I go into that room now, she's usually watching the Hallmark Channel, Harry Potter, the Ghost Whisperer, or something
Mountain.
Like that. She likes that treehouse show too, where they build tree houses or something like that. I'm like, watch something a little more challenging.
Survivor.
Not Survivor.
My wife watches Survivor in the Amazing Race.
I will say that my enjoyment of Harry Potter movies is less with each subsequent movie.
Oh, it is?
You know, to me.
But you see, even that guy with the nose, whatever, the bad guy.
Oh, you can't say his name.
What? You can't say his name? I don't know, but he's got no nose.
Must not be named, yeah.
But the thing about it is, even that's like CGI'd off, right? Like it's not even makeup, but just a CGI.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it when I look at him. It's like,
well, that's the thing. There's a lot of CGI in this too. Yeah.
What distressed me the most of all, now it's got a special place in my heart. Well, both King Kong and this other one was called Superman. Now, when I saw that film, to me, it was magical. Christopher Reeve.
Oh, the first
Lois Lane flying through the sky.
Right.
It was amazing. Right. And then I'm thinking, oh, they've done a new one. Man of Steel. It was horrible. It was all CGI. It was all boom, boom, boom.
That's what I mean.
Thought, what the hell's happening now? It's all boom, boom, boom.
It's too much of a good thing, isn't it, Ray? I sit there and I'm like,
when's he a rubber man and when's it? It's like the Hulk. When I saw the Hulk, I thought, this isn't the fucking Hulk. It's Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah. Well, when you said something about Rubber Man. I don't know what it is about these costumes now where they're like rubber diving, scuba diving costumes. I don't understand that at all, and I have no interest in seeing them. You know,
actually, real cloth.
When I saw Hulk with Eric Bana, actually, when I saw that movie, I thought that it was actually Slimer from Ghostbusters on steroids jumping around.
I hate the Hulk, the new movies, and the reason is, first of all, he's a CGI character. Yeah. And look, I used to have almost a complete set of Hulk comics. I got rid of them several years ago, but I had almost every one of Marvel comics. Now, good Doc's getting them. I don't care what they say. It says right in the beginning of the definition, if Hulk has one, he can read it. It says the Hulk was like 7 foot. Yeah. He's not freaking 100 feet or 40 feet or whatever they're making with these things. And he doesn't always go all the freaking time. There's stories where he has a good heart and he talks and he always says, "Oh, nobody likes Hulk. Nobody leaves Hulk."
He just looks down on the folks.
He's a cartoon.
Yeah, I can't deal with that. I just can't.
To be honest, look at every.
And I knew it on the Wolf Man. They was going to have a huge. They were going to have a huge. I thought keep it to the script, and they didn't. They had to have a huge Wolfman fight at the end. I thought no, there's no need for a huge Wolfman fight. Just for the kids.
Jorgen, I want to hear what you.
That is actually one of the reasons why I don't watch those comic movies today. MCU, I hate MCU because they're always trying to convert the storyline to something new. They're not following the comic for one actual bit. I mean,
I agree with you.
Whose idea is it? I mean, I have no problem. It was like a pretty good actor, the one who did Kingpin in the Daredevil movies, but whose idea was it to make Kingpin actually an Afro-American?
Well, that's a whole other story. It bothers me too, and I always say to defend myself that I wouldn't want. If they were making a movie called Shaft, I wouldn't want Shaft to be a Caucasian either. I mean, the character of Shaft is a black person, and the character of Kingpin was a white person. Why do you have to like do that? I don't understand.
Each and every one of these, when I'm making a comic, even when I make television series today as a movie, reboots, I hate reboots because they never actually is the same as what we used to. They try to recreate the history. If you can't accept what it actually was, then do something new. Don't try to recreate history.
Agreed.
Yes, I don't want to know what Leatherface did before Texas Chainsaw.
Good example, because I love the original first Texas Chainsaw
Or
Massacre.
Norman Bates, the early years.
You did not have to. It's a one-shot deal. A crazy family, the people in the wrong place, the wrong time. They get mixed up with this crazy family in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You don't have. I hated the second one. I don't know. It was a comedy. I hated it. And then they went back after that, the next generation, and then they made a new one. It's like, look, that's as good as a one-shot, isolated incident.
And remaking Jason as well.
Yeah, I'm a big Friday the 13th fan. I don't know if you know that, but a Jason fan. But that's in hell right now with legal rights.
So. I actually one interesting example is Mission Impossible movies with Tom Cruise. I think the first one actually is great as an action movie, but it sucks as a Mission Impossible because I really loved it when the guy who played the black guy in Mission Impossible 60 series, I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
Oh, Greg Morris.
Yeah, he went actually to see the first Mission Impossible movie at the theater. He left after 45 minutes because he couldn't stand how they actually treated the Jim Phelps character.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually agree. So they made this great noble crime fighter a horny, lovesick murderer.
Yeah.
You can't have that. No. But
I refuse to see Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's like that with a lot of things, and that's why I'm an old stick in the mud with that, like I am with a lot of music. It's like I like the 20th century mostly, loosely.
Yeah. The whole idea these days is to make a franchise.
Yeah.
Like find something, and if it's a hit, keep making it.
That is actually interesting because I remember in the 80s when I watched movies, a follow-up, a sequel was actually something that was bound to go down the drain. The other sequel, third sequel, never got in a hit. Today, whatever up to Fast and Furious 90.
Oh my, yeah.
And everybody loves it.
Indiana Jones movie. Like Harrison Ford is 80 years old, but they're still going to do one. Like, why?
And I don't know if we're tired of James Bond yet. I don't know.
That one is also a great example because I think that Daniel Craig is a great actor. I think that Quantum of Solace is great as an action movie, but it's not a James Bond.
All right, that's out of all the James Bond movies, that's my last, Quantum of Solace. But don't look, I'm also a person who doesn't much like On Her Majesty's Secret Service either. So there you go.
I can actually accept. I'm not saying that George Lazenby was any huge hit or something, but it's actually it works. Actually, it's far better than most of the Daniel Craig Bond movies because you can't, especially when you're having the same Judi Dench as M in the final ones of the original series with Pierce Brosnan, as in the first ones with Daniel Craig. You have the same M actually, and you try to say that Daniel Craig are reboots.
This is true. I don't know what they were thinking.
How the hell can we get away with that, saying it's a reboot and still have the same cast?
Yeah, I don't know why they went with that. That was crazy. But then they have the new Q has to be a kid. It's like, here we go.
You just wait. The next James Bond is going to be Jane Bond.
Oh, I don't know for sure about.
I think that already exists.
They're talking about it.
Oh,
it already exists. I as far as I remember, I've seen it somewhere. The Jane Bond is actually a porn character.
Oh. There's
it exists.
On it. Like everything's got to be like, oh, let's have all the Ghostbusters women now. Well, look what happened to that. You know, so that if they make Jane Bond, well, that's even Charlie's Angels on the big screen didn't do much.
Oh, and I could never take that. Oh.
So
I never saw either the 60 series or the movie version of that one, Charlie's Angels.
The lucky Wonder Woman is doing as well as it is. So, but
Yeah, I haven't really gone for the superhero movies, even though.
I'm just thinking of an action movie starring.
I went to see Spider-Man actually. No, I went to see Iron Man 2 once at the theater when it was up, and I actually thought that it was a great movie. But then after that, I realized that we're going to have another Thor movie. We're going to have another Green Hornet. We're going to have another Fantastic Four, and I thought that no, it's enough. Do something new instead of making superhero movies. I was up to here, so I refused to see another superhero movie. I love Spider-Man. I love Tobey Maguire, but I thought that actually, when coming a new Spider-Man, you're going to reboot the entire story.
Well, they're rebooting too fast. How many Hulks have they had? They had the Ang Lee Hulk, and then they did another Hulk. It's like with Edward Norton and all this kind. He calls himself Edward Norton because he doesn't want to get confused with Ed Norton of the Honeymooners.
As if he wouldn't. First thing I think of is, hey, Rolf.
Hey, Jorgen, they're trying to direct this conversation back to the Honeymooners, whatever that is.
You don't know the Honeymooners? Come on.
No.
It's a soap opera, isn't it? It's a soap, isn't it?
Oh, come on.
I think it's a soap.
Amazon, so I've never seen The Boys.
We didn't get Gilligan's Island either, I don't think.
Maybe you can consider yourself lucky.
I wasn't alive in it.
But we did get Dusty's Trail.
Oh my!
I heard of Gilligan's Island, but I never seen it because I wasn't born in the 60s.
Well, yeah, but I saw a lot of them.
We're kids, Jorgen. We're just kids.
It's never gone off the air.
I mean, I don't remember it in prime time. I remember it in reruns.
It was always on when we came home from school. They had a big block of Gilligan and That Girl and Beverly Hillbillies, blah blah blah. Just, you know.
I'm the only one here from America right now.
That's true. It's an international posse here. You know. Wow.
Yeah. We're representatives of the United World. What's that thing on Batman the movie? The United Nations. They all end up in test tubes.
Well, they got the Honeymooners in Gilligan in Ireland.
Jackie Gleason. Come on, Ralph Cramden's one of the greatest characters ever.
The only thing is, I never got into the Honeymooners. I'm one of the few, I guess.
I don't get it.
But I couldn't get into Hogan's Heroes.
Me either.
I bet you like Bewitched, though, don't you, Doc?
Yes,
I don't. Nope.
Did you know Elizabeth Montgomery was a bitch?
I could take Bewitched, but I couldn't take I Dream of Jeannie. Even though
I like I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie. I love I Dream of Jeannie.
There you go.
I love I Dream of Jeannie.
That was my first crush, really. I had a picture of her, Barbara Eden, on my wall when I was like 8 years old or something, 10 years old.
They made posters of Barbara Eden?
No, I clipped it out of the news magazine or something and put it up there.
What?
Master!
She'll be dying someday. She's still alive, I believe.
Oh, yeah, she still is looking pretty good.
Yeah. It's right up there with Dolly Parton. Like, what?
I think that Jeannie is the only one who's alive yet, still of the cast, actually.
Probably. But I just couldn't get into Jeannie.
You liked her, though.
Dr. Bombay.
When you have shows that are similar, like Munsters and Addams Family or Bewitched, and
you always
I don't make a choice.
You like one or the other.
I prefer Jeannie to Bewitched.
Balding Boomer is there.
Balding Boomer. I haven't heard from him in a while.
He deleted. No, I shouldn't say deleted, but
he deleted himself.
Yes,
my agreement would be to find the complete DVD box with I Dream of Jeannie. That would be a dream.
I dream of you. Oh,
Well,
they
ask
have all
Robert
of them
P. He'll
out.
sort it out for you.
Like this, and maybe I can wish something.
Yeah. But those did get similar. I did try season one, like buying the DVD season of one, and I found every one of them was too similar, even though I liked the show.
Yeah, listen, Jorgen, you know that Robert P., who was on the show earlier, he's the Al Capone of bootleggers. So if you need anything, just get in touch with him.
All right, thanks for the tip. Brian Burrow, yes, Larry Hagman was on Argentine and JR was there.
It probably costs less to send to America to Sweden than it does America to Canada.
I think it would cost more than it actually wouldn't be worth it.
Even Robert P. was telling me that it costs less to send to Japan than it does to Canada.
Yeah, just book a container.
Hey, when
Oh, Mark P's here, look.
Mark P's in the
Mark P, are you ready to come on yet?
Yeah.
When Balding Boomer says, "Hi guys, I'm over 50," does he mean there? I was going to say, does he mean send a link? That's what I meant.
Men with beards are allowed.
But it said we had a link right above.
Yeah. I want to know what's up with Balding Boomer, because he took everything down from his channels as though like, that's it, I quit.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah, he
know
got
that.
accused of murder.
On the other hand, Robert C has quit more times than I changed my underwear.
Well, it was
Yeah, Vinyl Dale, come up here.
it was kind of a shock, because I was like, gee, I haven't seen a Balding Boomer video in a while, and when I went to his channel to see, everything was gone.
I still hear that thing upstairs. I've heard it since 11 o'clock this morning.
What's
It's
he doing?
4:30.
You don't need a
I
disc.
don't know what it is. I don't. I mean, I'm starting to think it's a kind of driving video game with noises like. That's what I think it is.
Oh, introduce a thread and he'll come on. The whole show is a thread. Yes. This is one complete.
If you put a glass up to the ceiling and put your ear at the end, you might be able to hear them bonking.
No, I've never heard that. But boy, you can hear everything. I guess they don't bonk because I never hear anything.
I hear box.
But I do.
Well, you
I've
have to
heard the firing
locate where
a
the
lot.
bonking gets done first, then go underneath.
Yeah, I don't know what room that's in. I don't think it. I really don't think it happens. And but she's impossible. The girl is impossible. Oh, and I know because she always like call her Stompy because she stomps rough, and I'm thinking it's just me because she's always like stomping. She's very quick. She moves very hard and fast. And she goes down the stairs, boom, 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 out to the car, boom, boom, boom. And one day they were fighting. They fight a lot, and I heard him saying, "Would you sit still? Just sit still. Don't move. I'm so tired of it." And she vacuums all the time. I think out of nervousness.
Yeah, but the question is, do you imagine her in black stockings and suzzies and a nice little teddy on?
See? Yeah, sure I do.
That's what you had the X-ray vision to see what's going on up there.
X-ray, I-ray, X-ray.
So I mean,
yeah.
And this new thing, I don't know what it is, man. It drives me up a wall, and I'm a little bit able to separate myself a little because I'm doing this, But if I was just sitting here without this on the computer, I'd be like going out of my mind.
And honestly, I don't hear a thing.
You can't hear a thing.
Oh, he's being far too petty.
You can't hear a thing.
You know what? That's the danger. That is being noise alert. It's awful. Some people, they bang on your door, because I used to have a neighbour, right, and he used to bang on my door. He's dead now, right, and I probably killed him. But the thing is, he used to bang on the door. Oh, what's all this noise? I heard your alarm going off this morning. I says, my fucking alarm. I says, what do you expect me to do?
Yeah.
And he kept coming round and really bugging me. And in the end, I says to him, listen, mate, I says, don't come round here again or I'll fucking knock you down the stairs. And then the ambulance come along the next morning, took him away. He was dead.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
It might have been something else, but, they said, oh, he's dead.
But you see, the thing is, I mean, you have to allow people to live. I get that too. I mean, you got to do, even just walking around annoys the hell out of me. You got to be able to walk. It can't be unreasonable. But it's just that the way this damn place is made. It's. I'll never forget when we this month, 6 years this month we've been here. Can't believe it. And I remember on a Saturday, we got shown this apartment. You know, the real estate woman came up and showed us the apartment. And I remember the first thing I'm like, I come in, I'm listening. Well, it's quiet. It's really quiet. And the woman says, yes, you know why? Because they know people are going to live here. So they built it really solid, you know. They were thick. And I said, oh, great. The guy was at work, you know. That's why they took me there on a Saturday, you know. How could you not know that, you know?
Yeah.
And remember, noise travels upwards.
Oh, do you hear me?
And the first Monday you guys were in there, it's like, well.
Oh, I say, why is that bloke always talking downstairs?
I was going to say, no, I said that. No, you're right, Ray. I've said that too. I said, for all I know, he's annoyed as hell by me talking here, doing videos and all this crap. I don't know.
So he's up there playing those games that drive you nutty.
Could be.
Because you're driving him nutty.
Although today the noise was there before I came into the room to sit down. So he started with.
Yeah, listen. Best case scenario, you go upstairs and say, "Listen, I just wanted to introduce myself. I live downstairs. Oh, come in, mate. Come in. Listen, I'm afraid to say that I smoke Class C drugs. If you'd like, would you like that?" And you say, "Yeah, all right." You have a joint, feeling chilled out. Then the wife comes out, stockings and suzzies. He says, "By the way, I forgot to tell you, I'm impotent, but I like to watch blokes doing it with my missus." And then you'd say, "Right, porn star for the day."
No, couldn't go through with that. Not with him watching.
15 years ago, I had.
Got to try, haven't you, Doc?
15 years ago, I had a neighbor upstairs who had actually had sex. You can hear moaning.
Oh, I never get that. I'd like to hear that.
Outrageous, you're outrageous.
She's a screamer.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Well, you know, all them broads are sex mad in Sweden, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I can tell when the bonking's going on for sure.
Oh man.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, see, I couldn't even. I'd be like, what if anybody hears us? You know, it's like I'm self-conscious about that too. That's why I do my scream and rant videos in the car. What do you think I'm in the car for? You know? I can't do them here.
That stupid neighbor downstairs is yelling about the snow again.
Well, there was one. You know, I have talked to him. I guess 2 years ago now. I confronted him, or whatever you want to say. I forget what it was. I knocked on the door up there, and he came down, and we were talking. And I said, "I just want you to," you know, I was nice. I said, "Oh, I don't mean to bother you." I said, "But I said, you know, if you want to come in, I'll show you what it sounds like." He had like friends over and everything. He goes, "No, man." He says, "I don't want to come in, and I'll stay out here," or something like that. And I said, "Okay." Then he said, "I don't know how we were talking, but he finally said, 'You're calling me out, man. You're calling me out.'" I said, "What do you mean? I'm not calling you out because you knocked on my door. You told me, you know, I'm out here with you. You're calling me out." And I never had a fight in my life. I mean, I never got into a fight. You know, I talked my way out of fights. You know, I never got into a fight.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Yes, I can write well.
Didn't you once film a confrontation, Joe?
Did I watch what?
Didn't you once film, like, put it on one of your confrontations?
Oh, there was one time. There was another guy who had lived here who was, you know, better than this guy. This guy was never. The first guy was never home. When we first moved in.
Yeah, but it just seems to me there was a video.
Yeah, there was one because he used to have a cleaning service that came over. These women came over, and you know, I can't explain when the walls are like paper, and in the living room there's a staircase that goes up, and they were like vacuuming the staircase. They came over one time at like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and they were making. It was really loud. It's like, try to imagine a piece of paper separating you. So finally, I had the camera. I was doing a live chat in there. Right, I was in the living room, and I said, "I'm going to record this." It was when I was live. I brought the camera out. I said, "What are you doing? You know, you're making a lot of noise. What are you?" And I remember I got the girl on there. That's what that was. If I think that's what you're remembering. And I kind of like put it on as a video, but then I eventually got rid of it, you know.
But I do remember there was some sort of a confrontational video that was up at one time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. And you know, then that guy finally moved out. He was here 10 years, and then he moved out. And I remember shortly before he left, I started realizing I was lucky to have him, and he's not as bad as or could be. And then no sooner did I get that attitude, and then the new guy moved in.
To the moon.
You know.
Well,
But
you
it could
gotta choose your neighbors.
it could be worse. That's all I could tell you.
Just don't cross Mr. Mayo, people. He can be really nasty.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
He says, "Looks like a harmless man, but when you make him angry, it's like a volcano."
But here's the thing, too. The guy said, "Look," he says, "I'll give you my text number. If anything's wrong, you give me a text." So I said, "Well, I give it to my girlfriend." I said, "You could text her," and we very rarely had to ever do it. Well, we could do it, but she always says to me, "Do you want me to text him? You want me to text him?" I said, "No, don't text him. Don't say anything."
It'll be better.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? I'm not looking to start trouble either. So.
You don't want him coming down banging on your door or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, he's younger than me, but that don't mean anything.
Maybe you should do rant videos with the death language. Death language.
You think?
Well, there was the one time I got involved. They were having, well, it was years ago, different couple, I'm sure, that were up there, but they were having a fight, a real fight.
Yeah.
So I went upstairs and banged on their door.
Uh-oh.
I know. I was feeling pretty brave that day. I banged on their door, and the girl answered, and she grabs me and says, "Let's get away from here." And we went down the stairs, and we went out into the street, and she's like, "Thank you for getting me out of there. I don't know what he was going to do to me," and all this kind of stuff. And she says, "I'm going to my sister's." So she took off. I came back home, and once I was home, there's a banging on my door. It's the husband or boyfriend or whatever. Like, "How dare you interfere in our business," and all this kind of stuff. "Open the door so I can take you out." And say, "Nope, I'm not."
Yeah, sure.
And since that day, you never ever go up and complain.
That is true. That was the first and last I felt that brave.
And it's so true to something that Ray had said earlier. It could always be a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know it could be worse.
Yeah.
For me, anyway.
Yeah. So like, am I going to let this guy banging on the door? As far as I know, he's got a knife or something. So like, I'm just looking at it through the people, and I'm going.
I mean, I can't imagine like kids living up there. I mean, because it can happen. There's other apartments in here that have children, running up and down the stairs, crying all night, screaming. And if I can hear just people talking generally and whatever, I don't know what I would do with children up there. I have no.
The neighbor I had before this one actually had constant fights with their kids. You can hear them yelling at their kids on and on and on. I don't know. I never heard them slap or anything, but it got very annoyed when they're trying to sit and have a nice time in the summertime in the balcony, and all of a sudden, that piece.
Can't enjoy yourself. What if you're trying to sit back and listen to Yesterday or something nice and soft? Ruins
and all
the
of a sudden it turns into a Hard Day's Night.
Yeah. Trying to watch a movie or something, there's a really boom, slamming doors, screaming at each other, fighting, whatever. It's like, wow. Wow.
There's a Calgon, take me away.
I almost been through that also because when I moved here around 20 years ago, that neighbor actually had a whole lot of parties, and they came ringing on the door at 2:00 at the night asking for cigarettes. And one time they had to, the hospital had to come and save a 16-year-old girl because she's been drinking herself sick. So it was totally nuts.
Yeah, the parties were. I've got to be honest. I mean, the guy upstairs he works from home, and so he is very, very quiet. You don't even know he's there. In fact, the one time when we talked, he said to me, "Come on, be honest." He said, "Am I quiet?" And I had to say, "Yeah, you are." But the problem at the time, now his girlfriend has been in there the last couple of years, but she's the noisy one. But before that, it would only be like you said, if there was a party or something. Like he had a lot of people over. When he had people over, that him by himself, not a problem. But when you had people over, and I don't mean wild parties. I mean just sitting down, talking and laughing. It sounds like they're out. And when I'm in the living room, it sounds like they're out my right next to me, out the window. There's a window, there, and they're really coming from upstairs. But it permeates to the point where it sounds like it's right out the door, out the window. not upstairs. I don't know why. That's how it is. So then when the
Neighbor
girl,
I have right now actually is pretty. He has parties every now and then, but it's pretty calm anyway. The only problem is that when I'm trying to take some nap in the afternoon, and sometimes during Fridays he.
oh yeah. Oh wow.
And I
Well,
can't.
I sleep.
I feel like it's actually proper time. I mean, he can't help that I want to take a nap at 3 o'clock.
That's the problem. 6. You're lucky. Yeah. You're lucky, Mark. Yeah.
Here for apartment living. Mm-mm.
Well, I've never had a problem sleeping. I've been here 6 years. I've never had a problem because I wear earplugs at night to sleep. But so if I put the earplugs in, I don't hear anything. But I'm not going to walk around here all day with earplugs.
Yeah, if actually it was nighttime, it was something else. But nighttime, he sleeps like I do. You can hear him go to the bathroom and flashing the toilet. But that's
And you can even hear the part before the flushing.
Oh wow!
No, not that.
That's another thing. Talk about too much. You hear it. Oh my! Too much information. I'll tell you about that. But it's not going to be what you think. But the thing is, when I have to use the restroom, which is pretty frequently, and I'm sitting down, or I turn the sink every time because I know that's another thing. The next apartment on the other side of me from the bathroom, sometimes I can hear. I think a bedroom is right there. Right next to the bathroom is the next bedroom of the next people over. And I think, like, I sometimes hear them, like, if they're sleeping in the morning, I just hear, like, like when you sleep, like a little thing like that I could hear when I'm in the bathroom. So I'm like, wow, that's got to be pretty thin. So I turn the faucet on. I'm standing there, one arm on the, now do my business, then shut it off. So anybody who wanted to know that, it's like, that's what I got to do, drown it out.
One time, actually, he had one of these winter stomach flus, and then you can hear him puke.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So that's the closest thing.
I worry about that, too. I mean, I haven't puked since my old apartment, but I keep waiting for that. No, I'm not waiting for it.
The fellow that lives across the hall from me, he just got evicted at the end of the month. Well, January. For too much
being a punk.
and all that kind of stuff.
Really? For too much?
Yeah,
noise?
well, like number one, playing loud music. Number two, having a dog in there, bow wow wow bow wow.
That's another thing, dogs.
So like, being that everybody can hear all this stuff, complaints are rolling in. So like, he was told, like, muzzle the dog, keep your volumes low. Well, evicted. He's gone now.
So I wonder, Ray, you have cats now. I wonder if this ever happens, because I love cats, I will say that. But the thing is, there used to be a cat up there, and cats make less noise, I think. But does your cats ever get crazies? Or they start running around? Like
well, I'll tell you what, right? None of them really get on with each other, and there's 4 now, and there's 3 girls and 1 boy, and the boys just arrived, and the girls are kind of getting a bit sort of angry with him because he smells different, and they're running around chasing each other all the time. Yeah, sometimes if they see a bird at the window, they'll charge through and jump on my face.
That's why you got the bandages on.
Well, yeah, I do. Get that. Yeah.
That's the real reason.
Now we know.
Those wounds are hard to heal.
Oh man, my ass bone.
I understand. I just got one of these little chairs like this.
3 hours.
Yeah, and after sitting on this a while, you want to get up for a while. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Yeah, when I'm not working, I'm not moving much. At work, and I'm moving all the time.
So, are you going to be reviewing oldies but goldies?
No.
Well, I thought you were doing British albums.
Yeah, but we're not gonna do everything. No, just the regular studio albums.
I never got released over here.
That's a big waste of time. That album. So I don't get. People are always talking about certain other albums. Well, you needed that to get that song "Bad Boy" on it from.
Reason.
In England, at the time. But
England didn't need Bad Boy.
You don't like that one?
Hate it.
Come on, it's letting rock his lungs out.
Yeah,
You know,
But
like,
I'll tell you what I really hate at the moment. I Call Your Name.
oh, I think does that have a cowbell in it? I think it does.
Yeah, serious cowbell.
I especially hate the version. There's a couple of versions. I think it's the stereo one, the one where it pauses for a while before it comes on. Call your name. Dun, 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 dun. It's like,
now, who's playing the cowbell?
Ringo, I think.
Maybe it's George Martin or something.
It usually says at the back of the record.
But some versions, like I never heard that on the Beatles' second album, the one I like because of that reverb. I mean, Jorgen's thinking, "Oh no, here we go, back to the Beatles." But
I'm used to it.
especially when you're so out of the conversation, like what are they talking about? But yeah, so I like the ones like when you like the Capitol records when it's a little bit more muddied or something. You don't hear it.
So, do you think that you give too much time to the solo Beatles as opposed to the Beatles, Mr. Mayo?
No, sir, I don't. I think we need to give more time to the solo Beatles.
There's more material.
Yeah, that's what I wish people would realize too. The story doesn't
Yes,
end in
but
1970.
it's vastly inferior quality.
Yeah, I guess I don't think anything. I don't think. I mean, on the whole, right? If you're talking about the whole piece, not everything's as great as a whole as the Beatles, but I think there is plenty of. I always get into this debate. I think there were plenty of solo songs in some cases that are better than certain Beatles songs. Maybe I'm Amazed is better than I'm just. I mean, What You're Doing. And usually, you hear people say, "I love What You're Doing," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But I'm just giving an example.
I think What You're Doing has one of those George guitar solos that you were saying, like, he sounds labored.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Come on, George, play a song. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Tell me what you see. I love Tell Me What You See, but is it as good as I'm trying to? It's millions of
Keep
songs.
Undercover.
I don't know about Keep Undercover.
The other me.
Is it as good as let me think of? There's millions of them, and I can't think of it because I'm on. Some Days, I still think Some Days is a beautiful song. No, it's not, in my opinion. But a lot of people, and of course, and you know the story. If it was on a Beatles album, they'd be hailing it as the greatest thing. My friend Anthony's like that, He's listening to he's got the Sirius XM channel, and sometimes he goes, I heard a really good George song today. Really, what was the name of it? I'd never heard it, and he tells me this song, and I go, there you go, see, that's good.
What is life? What a great song.
Well, those are as good as anything the Beatles did. I mean, What Is Life is as good as a Beatles song. Don't Come Easy is probably the best.
Cherry picking. You're cherry picking.
You have to. Well, yes. Well, I'm the first one to say that, as I said earlier when you asked me, that on the whole, no, of course, nothing's as good as the Beatles together. But I don't know of any other solo.
And also, listen. Do you think that the last two singles were a big mistake?
Oh, Free as a Bird?
Yeah.
And Real Love? I don't think it was a mistake. I don't think it hurt anything, but I don't think that they were anything fabulous. No.
Well, they didn't have the best material to work with, but they tried.
No, and I remember I had a bootleg of John on the piano doing Free as a Bird. And it was very slow, like it is, Free as a Bird. And I remember they said there's going to be John demos that they're going to work on. One of them is called Free as a Bird. I said, oh, tell me there's another version of it. Tell me it's not going to be that piano demo that's slow as molasses. And it turned out to be that. And I'm glad they're there. I'd rather have them than not. But no, I don't think they're anything good, really great, no.
But first Beatles, I got phone.
I do like Real Love better than Free as a Bird, though.
Where's my...
It's real love. It's real.
And of course, they had to have Jeff Lynne as a producer. It's pretty obvious after the George Harrison work with in the Traveling Wilburys and so on.
Terrible choice.
It made as much sound how Beatles would have sounded if they would still be alive and kicking today.
Oh, the rumor that I heard, and whether it's a rumor or fact, I don't know. But George really had to be persuaded to do this. George Harrison didn't want to do it, but he needed the money. Supposedly, he did it for the money, and also he under the condition that Jeff Lynne produced it, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with if you don't like Jeff Lynne, forget it. But I'm all right with Jeff Lynne, so I didn't mind that.
The problem is that he has made so many others. He produced Joe Cocker before that. He produced many of these old timers, and they all sounded pretty much alike in the sound. And that is maybe why with the exception from Tom Petty albums, I'm a little bit allergic to Jeff Lynne's production.
Okay, I hear you.
Yes, me too.
Testing.
Rubbish.
I like Tom Petty albums though, because his melodies provides with something really special.
Yeah, the other song vinyl, Dale. The other song.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Then and now and then.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I'm not even that familiar with it. People are always saying, "What do you think of that song?" in my chats, and I'm like, I think I heard it once or something. Not much of it. And then
Yeah, it's Kenny Loggins heard the Carnival of Light.
I don't think he's heard it, but I know Mark Lewison has. Mark Lewison, and even he says. And people ask me, "Do you want to hear Carnival of Light?" I say, "I'll listen to it, but I don't care because supposedly it's garbage." And Mark Lewison said it's not even worth hearing. He said Revolution 9 is probably better. So, there you go.
But it's still unheard Beatles.
Unheard Beatles is still worth hearing, but
Yeah, and anything's better than like Mailman Send Me No More Blues or anything like that. There's a lot of stuff they tried out, but we'll skip that.
Yeah, that's a fun little ditty. But
And Lionel Dale says yes, now and then. Yes.
Yes, now and then.
Yeah.
Who wrote that, John?
Yeah. Anyway, my mother wants to talk to me on the phone there, so I suppose I got to call her back.
Okay, and I have to go anyway because it's time for my show at 5:00. So it's been a lot of fun with you guys, and let's do it again real soon. All right.
All right. Take care, guys.
Later.
Okay. Bye.